And we're live. There it goes. I think.
Yeah, you're live.
Awesome. All right. So welcome everybody. Batmando here. I got my friend Shabby here with me, and we're just gonna hang out and talk about what we got coming up for the year. I got two other people coming on. Well, three or four actually. I got the Mid Ohio Jedi Order, Brian and Jim. They're gonna show up later. Possibly Jeremy the Saber Merchant and Elvis the Bro DeLorean said he's gonna stop by for a little bit too. So it looks like we're gonna have a nice group of people hanging on. So let's see who we got here in the chat. Scuba Pete, how you doing? G-Force Racing, how's it going? Commander Dale, how you doing? Alex, what's up, man? How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're all having a fun evening, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. I know, Alex, I believe you're in Australia, so it's early morning for you, I believe. Got people from all over coming in. I love it.
Everywhere. It's global, isn't it, mate? It's global.
I know. It's amazing how like people come from all over just to hang out with some weirdo like me.
We do. We have these Instagram chats, and you look around, and everyone from Canada, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, England. You're just like, this is what the best thing about doing this is meeting all these different people, like-minded. You know, we're all from different backgrounds, different cultures, but brings us all together. Pop culture, so it's superb. I love it.
Oh yeah, it's great just seeing everybody from all over come together. Like I have friends in Scotland, the UK, freaking all over the place, all over the country, all over the world. It's amazing, to see where everybody comes from. Yeah, Shabby was telling me he's got a bunch of his lads from the UK showing up, so it's just a little after midnight for all you guys, isn't it?
Well, lucky as well though, because Scuba and G-Force are in America like me, so they're both Americans. We'll see if any of the English lads come in. You know what I mean? Put away the pajamas and see if they're going for half an hour.
If there was anybody from the ISS on here, I would lose my mind because that would be the craziest thing ever. We have someone not even on the planet here.
That'd be cool, yeah.
And if you with the ISS, you actually mean the International Space Station, and I'm not.
I hope so.
Completely missing the point of something else. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna hang out and chat. So how was your New Year's, Mayor Shabby? Do anything fun?
We were talking before, me and you, just before we came on, and I'm a massive fan. I always have been. My mum brought 4 boys up on her own. And it's as I get older and I have children myself, I realise how much work she put into Christmas. And like she used to start collecting the toys and buying the toys for us and the magazines and the VHSs in like June, July. So by the time Christmas came, we all had a great Christmas. Do you see what I mean? I've always loved it. It's just stuck with me since I was a kid. I drive my wife and my kids crazy because I turn into a proper 8-year-old at Christmas. I absolutely love it. It's one of the best times I ever, through the year for me. Everything from Hallmark movies to presents, it don't matter. So it's great as well because
my mom watches all the Hallmark movies. I make fun of her all the time.
Oh man, I know Scuba in the chat is a big fan of him too. It's funny.
Jawa, how you doing?
I also live in America, so my mum and my brothers will send me big parcels full of all English stuff, all English chocolates and so Christmas is a big deal for me over here, because I get a best of both worlds, if you will. So
yeah, my ex-fiance is from the UK and she absolutely loves Christmas.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I love it.
Okay. So we got the honest Jawa in the chat.
Hey.
Welcome. Yeah. Well, I didn't do much for New Year's. I do love Christmas. My niece lives with us and she's 7. She has an absolute blast. But it's weird when I was her age, my parents had to tell me and my brothers to go the hell back to bed, and we had to fight to get her awake.
Yeah,
Elvis.
Hey,
and Brian.
Hey,
how's it going, Jim?
Hey.
Right,
figure out how to work my phone here.
My
I'm trying to figure out how to work these AirPods. Can you all hear me?
Yeah,
hear you.
fine. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, I'll do some introductions. This right here, this is Elvis the Bro DeLorean.
Hey.
Down below me, this is MOJO Brian, and down in the corner down here, this is Shabby Geek. So, y'all get together, say hi's.
Hi.
Hello there.
I'm still trying to figure my crap out. One sec.
Take your time, man.
This used to
Nice.
be easier on an iPhone. I don't get it.
Yeah, I tried to do it on my iPhone a couple of times.
You know what? I wonder if it's because we're on the same account. Because every time I try, like
That
doing
might-
whatever,
that might
it
be
wants to
it.
change the layout. But anyway, well, you can see me anyway, right?
Yeah, we can see
Yeah.
you.
Cool.
So Shabby, like I was telling you, this is the guy that made my helmet.
Yeah, that helmet's something else. It's awesome. Have you done that long, or making helmets and making stuff for a long time, or?
Yeah, for a couple of years now, maybe 3 years, I think.
Wow. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Fun hobby.
he makes some amazing stuff. If you haven't checked out his channel,
And
everybody
guess what
in
I'm
the
working
chat-
on right now?
Oh, I love it.
Nice. Yeah.
It's still in a few pieces. Maybe if I'll wear this like a hat.
Wow.
I love that helmet design.
Isn't it cool? I just got done weathering.
Yeah, Elvis made Brian's helmet there too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
the
awesome.
Mando one. I didn't really make that one. I just printed it.
I made it.
Yeah, you still did it.
we had to do one for you, Brian. We had to do like a big horn one, like your brother's.
That'd be cool.
Which he should be here soon. He messaged me a few minutes ago, said he was finishing up dinner. So
Oh, cool. I haven't talked to him yet, so
yeah, Elvis makes some really good stuff. If you guys haven't, go check out the Bro DeLorean and look at all the amazing stuff that he makes.
Definitely. I definitely will. I like that there. Elvis is a 3D magician. That's awesome.
He really is.
Uh,
He printed me off a blaster too that I've been trying to paint, but that's gone horribly wrong. So I need to redo that.
You can always sand it and repaint it, dude.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Like I got the right paint that you use for my helmet for it.
Nice.
I'm gonna get some black sandable primer for the base coat too.
Trick is light coats, just kind of dust it,
Yeah.
light coats.
Well, I was hand painting it, and because you said it was ready to go and sanding, there was just some slight variations in it, and it was making it look all bad. So I got to go back and redo it. And I was hand painting it with a brush too, so that probably didn't help.
Nice. I think I missed the introduction, so I know Brian. I don't know Shabby. Who's Shabby?
Shabby, he's a figure collector. I met him
Yeah.
through Seriously Star Wars when one of his trivia streams.
All right, cool.
yeah, it's fun. We do a live stream every Friday that we've been doing now for the past 4 years, and we have a good community and so forth. But it's always nice to meet other people. And so when Matt said, "Oh, Shabby, do you want to come on this?" I said, "Yeah, this will be cool."
Hey Sam, you want to jump on and say hi?
Hey Sam, miss you, dude. What's the live stream you guys do on Fridays about?
CSR, well, there's CSR lads that we do. So it's primarily all British lads, but we have Australians coming in, Canadians coming in, Americans coming in. It gets bigger and bigger, and it's just a nice bunch of lads that we all started more or less together, doing our YouTube channels, and so we built this community, and it's been awesome. We're doing really well with it, so yeah, it's going good.
Nice.
that's awesome.
I'm gonna send Sam an invite if he wants to jump in and say hi.
You should. Where are you located, Shabby?
Believe it or not, mate, North Carolina. That's where I am.
Oh,
Yeah. I came to America. I was in Virginia for about 10 years. Went home in 2005, and then came back in 2014 to North Carolina. So I've been here ever since. So yeah, I like it. It's nice here. I'm one of those foreigners that lives here that actually likes the place. Believe it or not, shocker that, isn't it? It always makes me laugh.
Not a bad place.
It always makes me laugh. I'm maybe I'm not sure, and I thought, well, then go home then if you don't like it.
You do have those gun obsessed weirdos like me that carry guns everywhere they go.
I've always been one of those people. I think most of my adult life I've been in the States. To be perfectly honest, I came over for work, and then I just eventually stayed. And obviously, I've been married 20 years, and I don't know. I like it. I've always liked America. It always makes me laugh when people say, "I'd love to go around Europe," and I think, do your own country. You've got 50 different cultures.
Yeah.
Man. Every state's like a different culture. I think it's a beautiful place. I'm a big fan of America. So
Yeah, you got a whole bunch of different cultures.
yeah,
Every place
there's a
you
few
go.
things I have to get. It's like I say, I'm from a country where police don't even carry guns. So when I first got here, and I'm seeing people in bloody IHOP with a sidearm on, I'm like, what's going on? It's like it's a bit intimidating, but no, I like it. I like it, and I think for families, I've got 4 children, and for families, it's a great country for families. It's a very family oriented place, I think. So yeah, I'm a big fan.
Well, we're happy to have you here.
Oh, cheers, mate. I appreciate that. Thanks.
It's nice to have some good people in the country.
It is funny though, because of where we live in the country, so you don't find many English people here. But I've been here so long, I forget what where I'm from. So I explain to everybody, mate. But then the UPS guy will come over, the Amazon guy, and he'll give you, "Oh, cheers, mate," and you just see his eyes do that, like he's just met some sort of alien. It's like, what? So, well, yeah, it's good fun.
So, Elvis, Brian, how are you guys doing? You guys have a good holiday?
I'll let you go, Brian. I'm still trying to figure out my browser and my phone.
All right. That's my arm. I did. Had a pretty good holiday. Got some technological goodies. New phone.
Ooh,
nice.
New camera. So that's what I'm happy about there. Some AirPods, whatever they're called. Yeah. Kids had a good time. How about you guys?
mine was nice and quiet. I enjoyed it. New Year's, I was watching anime and texted my friend. That's all I did. I stayed in my pajamas.
We've never participated in the New Year's Eve fireworks, but here in Texas, I swear, New Year's Eve, it's like bigger than 4th of July.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do fireworks. So this year, my kids are like, "Dad, can we do fireworks?" I'm like, "It's not the 4th of July." "Yeah, Dad, but they do fireworks on New Year's." So they talked me into getting sparklers and fountains and maybe a couple of Roman candles, but nothing too crazy. But that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I bet it was.
That does sound like fun.
We do it for Bonfire Night, which is November the 5th, Guy Fawkes Night in England, and that's really, besides New Year, that's the only time you do fireworks.
Remember the 5th of November,
and that's a great day, And then when you were kids, you would build a Guy Fawkes and you'd put it outside a pub, and all the junks would come out and throw you 50p and £1, and then you end up making a fortune. It's great, and at the end of it, your community where you were, you'd have a big field and they'd have a huge bonfire, and all the kids that have made Guy Fawkes would just throw them all on, but you'd always hear someone's mum go mental because someone's just put like a brand new pair of trainers on or a tracksuit on the guy, they're throwing it in the fire, like, what are you doing? So yeah, good day.
That sounds like fun. The only reason I know about that is because of what was the name of the movie? V for Vendetta.
Yeah. It's based around that. So yeah, it's a good day. But I mean, I'm not really going to celebrate the 4th of July. It's something that I don't really.
Oh yeah. See, we celebrate the 4th of July because we got away from you.
Yeah, it always makes me laugh when my kids are like, "Oh, Dad, we'll do this for 4th of July," and I tell them, "You do know what 4th of July is, don't you?" Yeah, we know what it is, but they're not bothered.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Is that a Manchester accent?
Yeah, I'm just outside it. I'm from a coastal town, mate, called Blackpool. So I'm on the coast looking towards Ireland. But yeah, it's every time somebody asks me, I say Manchester because it's right around the corner. And basically, it's easy to say. If you say somewhere no one's ever heard of, they go, "Where? Who?" So.
Yeah,
I got it.
That was my next question. I was going to ask where you're from.
Yeah, up north. I'm a proper Englishman, not like those, Southerners. It's funny because I live in it's funny because the north of England is like the south of America. It's exactly the same, and then you get the north.
Really, they're racist up in the north of England.
Yeah, I think down south is like that. Yeah,
that's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta share that I'm live on Instagram. What am I doing?
Newcastle.
There you go. You got to do that. You got to take the
Yeah.
photo, get it on the gram.
Yep, I'm gonna tag y'all in it too.
I'd go repost it, but I'm literally like using my phone right now to do this.
Yeah, it's all good.
I need
Zach.
a setup in the garage here, like a proper webcam and computer or something.
That Corbin Ranger guy, he's my favorite.
Oh, is he in there?
Hey,
Oh, I
buddy.
love that guy. He made my shirt.
Nice.
He
He's an
is
excellent person.
an awesome dude. You go check him out on Instagram. He has some really, really cool
Awesome.
pictures that he edits together of the Power Rangers figures. It's really nice. He is a solid dude.
I want to pet his beard.
He does have a very nice beard.
Oh, Commander Dale's in Gloucestershire. Right, got you. Oh, all right. Yeah, Newcastle's not that far. Yeah, just outside Scotland, Newcastle. But yeah, it's not far from where I am.
Newcastle is like my second favorite beer.
Yeah, brown ale. It's too heavy though. It's funny because I like all. I miss all this stuff. The Boddingtons. I miss the 1664. And I remember coming over here and the first beer I had, because I wanted something typically American, you know. And Budweiser you can get in England, that kind of. So I thought this will take you back. And I thought I need a beer that I thought was typically American. So I bought an Ice House beer, and I thought, no, this can't be it. And I used to call it canoe beer because it's so close to water. Do you know?
Yeah.
So I'm not nice. But you know, you have some nice IPAs and stuff over here. You do well with them. It's just all the stuff you put in them. We were saying before we might like chocolate and cinnamon and orange, and I'm like, it's a beer. You know, just keep.
I had a really good banana nut bread beer once.
You see, that's what I mean. Banana nutmeg beer. You know. Listen, the only thing I'll never get used to is putting ice in tea. That's disgusting. I don't know how. I don't know who invented iced tea. My word, that's. I after being here all these years, I still can't get my head around that. Cold
I love a
iced
good
tea.
sweet tea.
Oh no,
Oh, yeah.
I never heard of it until I came here, and I remember a lady asked me if I want a tea, and I said, "Yeah, no problem." She bought me a drink with ice in it. I thought she was taking the mickey. I thought, what? I've never even heard of it though, Elvis. That's the thing. It wasn't a thing to me. Iced tea, and I'm like,
And
I'm
you live in the
looking
South too, and sweet tea is
Yeah.
a big thing down there.
yeah. It was when I was in Virginia, and she bought me one, and I honestly, my friends were laughing as well at the time because I was just perplexed, like. You drink cold tea with ice in it. I was like, what? You know? Can't get my head around it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Boy, I imagine that sounding very strange to someone who has never had ice and tea before.
That's the thing, right? When you were toddlers in England, when you're babies, you actually have tea in your cups, you know, little sippy cup things. Your mum would put like a lukewarm tea in that, especially up north, but never cold tea, never tea like.
Interesting.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Shabby, I do have some Earl Grey upstairs.
Very, very nice. Yeah, it's funny because in those I get parcels off my family every year, and they send me Yorkshire and PG and all that, so they keep me stocked up, which is a good thing. Yeah, no, I can't get over it though, Commander. It's weird for me. Probably just the northern thing. So,
Hello there. Yeah, I love sweet tea. We have some sweet tea at my job, and it's fantastic. But McDonald's has a good sweet tea.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it, Matt. I'll take your word for it.
Now, I'm gonna come down there. I'm gonna make you try some.
I know it's just, I don't know, it's baffling.
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine getting someone from the UK to drink iced tea at McDonald's. That just sounds so funny.
Yeah. Of all the places to take me, we'll go to McDonald's.
So apparently it's story time.
geez.
Shabby, you got to read a Corvine Ranger story.
Do you want me to explore another myth for you as well? This is another myth, and this is something that baffles every person I talk to over here. There's no such thing as an English muffin. There's no such thing. I've never heard of an English muffin in my life, and it's funny because every time we go to see friends in America, they always like buy them, especially. And they go, "Oh, look, English muffins," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, but what is it?" I've never heard of it.
You just call it muffins, don't you?
I know we have crumpets, but it's a completely different thing. But an actual English muffin, I've never ever seen them or heard of them ever. So
It's like Canadians with Canadian bacon. They just call it ham.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, beanies flavored, nice.
So, everybody, except for Brian because he disappears. He
Yeah,
does
where'd he
that.
go?
I don't know. He just vanished and didn't say anything. So, you guys got any fun plans for your channels for the new year?
Not really. Like, I don't know. I'm probably gonna pull back a little bit just because I don't know. I feel like I got a little burnt out on trying to make stuff and film it, and I don't know. I just like coming out in the garage and working on something,
Yeah,
and so like I set up my GoPro this time as I was working on this helmet, and I don't know. I might put like a couple of minutes of footage together and just talk over it a little bit, but I don't know if I'm gonna do the full like how-to tutorial on stuff going forward. Like I don't know if I have to.
Can I
do
ask you
that.
both?
You were
Can I
going
ask you?
strong there for a hot minute too.
Can I ask you a question? Why did you start your channels? Like, the reason I ask is because I was fobbed out of a chat. Basically, I used to watch these English lads, and I'm always up for a laugh and a joke, and I'd be in the chat talking away. Oh, Shabby, you've got to start a channel. Shabby, you've got to. So I started one, and I eventually loved it from there. But I've never taken it like. I've made about 250 videos, and they're good. But I always have a laugh and a joke in my videos. I don't take them too seriously, and I'm showing off toys, and my kids are in it, and my wife's in it, and we just have laughs and jokes basically. But what was it that made you start off your channels? Was it just something you've always wanted to do? You thought, oh, I'll just try this.
I'm sure me and Matt probably have a similar story. I was really into lightsabers, and that's kind of how I got going. Was in the lightsaber community, and I don't know. I would just watch all of the content available online, like from Kyberphonic and Lando, and a bunch of people in the lightsaber community years ago, Darth Rage, and I don't know. I just watched these guys and did the live streams in the chat, and just thought, these guys are pretty cool. Maybe I should try to find my way in and maybe make some content and try to make some friends in the Star Wars community. And just did that. And, first one was a lightsaber video, and, it was fairly received well from people in the community. And then I got into 3D printing, and it kind of turned into, a prop making channel instead of lightsabers. But I don't know. I was just looking for some dudes to hang out with, really. It's the reason
So
I started making it.
yours is exactly the same way as mine then, because I'm a talker and I like meeting all different, genres of people and where people are. So I did the same thing for that, basically. I thought, meet more people, and it'll be, I'm all bigger in the background, if you will. We have Instagram private chats and groups and this and that. Do you know what I mean? And I'm more into that. I do find YouTube's good, and I do enjoy it, but I always have that thing. I could never take it. I'd never wanted it to take over. Like, I've collected all my life. It's not like this is a new. I did it to start YouTube. I've been doing it forever. And the rooms I made, honestly, the stuff I've got is ridiculous. But I always wanted YouTube to be somewhere I can just have a bit of fun and have. But I do want to do better on it this year. Last year I slacked a bit last year, so I might do a bit better this year, hopefully.
My story is incredibly similar to Elvis's, and he's actually part of the reason why I started. Like him, I got my first lightsaber. I got this from the POC store.
Nice.
And it's the Profi lightsaber, which is the one that you actually have to code and program yourself.
Yeah.
And I was just looking for different people giving tutorials how to program them, and I found Absolute Saber Sam's channel. Watched his tutorial, and he was the only one that went over the problem that I was having when I was trying to program mine that was preventing me from doing it. So
I've sat and rewatched some of those Profi videos multiple times.
Oh yeah. And so because of that, I started following him, and then he was like, hey, go follow these people. We're trying to get them up, and Elvis was one of them. So I started following him, and then Darth Rage, Tim, which he mentioned earlier. When I first bought the saber, when I was waiting for it, I actually watched his review of it, and then didn't realize I had watched that video until like a year later when I actually met the guy.
Yeah.
And then so I started following a whole bunch of people talking in the comments. And then And then Elvis was doing a Star Wars trivia stream with a whole bunch of people. Like Kyberphonic was on there, Fulcrum and the Force was on there, and he was like, "Hey, if anybody in the chat wants to come in and get on the stream, just let me know." And I was like, "Hey, I'll come in."
Mm-hmm.
And then he had me on, and I just had so much fun meeting everybody. And I was like, I really like this. I want to do this. And then
He was
about a
quickly
month
never
later,
invited back, by the way, because he beat the shit out of everybody.
Uh,
I'd
You
invite
had me on,
people to
like, 3
trivia,
weeks
and
in a
they're like,
row.
"Is Matt playing?" All right, no, I'm good. Maybe next time.
Oh, speaking of Darth Raid, there he is.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
How's it going, Tim?
my friend
and
Andy,
then,
Andy's here. Andy Lemire right there. That's Andy from
Okay.
the That's Andy from the Holo Chronicles. So
all
nice
right.
to see you.
How you
Andy.
doing? Welcome to the chat. So yeah, then Elvis started doing that, and I was hanging out on. He had me on his, and I was hanging out with a bunch of people on live streams, or
Yeah,
at least in the chat. And then one day I was like, all right, I'm gonna make a channel. So my name on my YouTube name used to be Batmat. And then I'm
right.
thinking, like, I'm gonna make a channel, so I'm gonna change it. I'm like, I still want to do Batman, and I like Mandalorian, so Batmando popped up, and then it was Absolute Sabers, one of his live streams, and he's like, wait, who's Batmando? I was like, hey, I used to be Batman. He's like, why'd you change your name? I'm gonna start a channel. Everybody go follow him right now.
That's awesome.
Oh, that Cody armor you're making,
Nice.
Tim, is looking really nice.
Wow. So is it all primarily Star Wars that everybody makes then? Like you, Elvis? Is it you stick with Star Wars? Is it or?
I made some Loki horns, but yeah, usually it's Star Wars stuff for me.
Iconic.
Occasionally, I might do something a little different, but it's
Yeah.
usually another franchise like Marvel or something.
Wow, I think it's so talented. I love looking at this stuff, especially the custom stuff. I think it's amazing. It really is cool.
And then this guy down below me, he lives like 3 hours away from me, and I didn't realize it. And him and his brother and another guy, Stupid Kyber, we all met up and went up to Cleveland and did some shenanigans.
Right.
Yeah, it was fun.
That looked like so much
That was a
fun.
good time.
Awesome.
It was fun.
I want
to,
an invite to Ohio sometime, or better
Love
yet, maybe you
invite.
guys should come to a con or something, and we'll plan something.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love that.
That would be great.
Well, I'm starting this new
I've not
job
been to
here
Texas
in a
yet.
couple months, and I'm going to be actually making enough money that I can live off of and do stuff. So,
That's
You already
cool.
done with the security thing?
oh no, I'm going to start a new job.
But didn't you start a security job like
No,
a few months ago?
No, I got hired in, but there's a whole bunch of background checks and government stuff that I have
Oh,
to go through.
cool. Okay, I was like,
This
new
is
job,
the
you just got one.
Yeah, so yeah, that's going to start in like March or April.
Star Trek rules. You know, the funniest thing is, Paul, I don't know anything about Star Trek, and all the lads are like, "What do you mean, Shabs?" And I was like, "No, I've never seen the Next Generation. I think I've seen one of the movies, and I started to watch that Strange New World, and I loved it. And then one of the lads said, "Well, why don't you go back and watch the 60s Star Trek?" And I tell you what, I absolutely loved it. I thought, how have I not seen these? They were brilliant. So, but it's hard to keep up with it because then they're saying, "Oh, you need to watch Deep Space Nine. No, you need to watch this. No, this movie comes before this season." I'm like, "What the France? This is far too hard." So,
This is good. This is going to anger some people.
Yeah,
I like some Next Generation, I have to admit, but the original 60 stuff, I don't know. I just can't do it.
That stuff.
I actually just
It's
finished
the
watching the
stories.
original trilogy movies.
yeah.
For me, it's Kirk. I can't deal with Kirk. He's like too macho or something for a space captain.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
he's like
I've
so
seen him
over the top.
in person.
I have two from
Yeah.
afar.
So yeah, a couple years ago, my brother got tickets to watch, The Wrath of Khan in a theater with him there, and he came out and did a Q&A.
Oh,
It was real fun.
that would have been cool.
Brilliant.
That was a good time. But yeah, I just got done watching the original trilogy movies. I watched Undiscovered Country last night, and that's my favorite of the original 6.
I like what I've seen so far. It's pretty good. And I started to watch. I didn't get into the Discovery one. I thought, no, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah,
But
I'm not big on
I like
Discovery
Strange
either.
New Worlds. I thought Strange New Worlds was pretty good. So
Strange New Worlds is fantastic.
yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
I'm a big fan of Pike.
Pie. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
I'm gonna start watching it.
Cool. Yeah.
I have
never
the
seen Mork and
Paramount app,
Mindy.
but I haven't started it. The Strange New Worlds. You
It's
like it though?
It's
really
good.
good.
It's good. Yeah. The only one I didn't like was the musical one. I thought that's a bit cringy. That one. It's a bit
Yeah,
dodgy.
that
But
was.
other than that, they've all been great.
Oh yeah, this
They had
season
an
was
episode that was a
fantastic.
musical.
Oh,
Yeah.
honestly, Elvis, you want to see it. Listen, I don't care if you're in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers and you love musicals. This thing is just so cringeworthy. It's ridiculous. It's like got all
Yeah.
Klingons body popping and singing on the ship, and you're like, "What am I watching?" You know?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not bad.
but the rest of it's
Was
fantastic.
Seth
They did-
MacFarlane directing that episode or something?
I don't know. But that took a turn. Talking about him, like the Orville, the way the last season they called it New Horizons or something, and that was they took it dead seriously. It was fantastic. I loved it.
I don't like the animated one.
No, I don't watch them.
No.
Oh,
I
Lower Decks.
I got slightly annoyed when they brought the main characters from Lower Decks on. I was like, why do you have to do this?
Yeah, that was
Yeah. So Brian, you weren't here. We were all
Yo.
telling everybody what got us into the YouTube and why we started a channel. So now it's your turn.
I was listening.
We can't hear you. He's just having so much trouble.
I just got new AirPods as well, and they're driving me crazy. There's too many options. Like every time I touch the AirPod, it does something different. It's either turning the volume up, or it's turning off the noise cancellation, or it's starting up Siri. I'm just like, you have to like either tap or stroke or squeeze or flick or something. Like I don't know how to work the damn thing.
Sounds a little inappropriate for some earpods.
I might have been reading the wrong manual. I'm not sure. Brian got audio yet?
Well, we're about to find out.
I've been trying to pull all this gold leaf off of my workbench for like the last 20 minutes.
What are you working on at the moment?
This Enoch helmet, and I used 24 karat gold leaf, so it's like this really, really thin stuff.
Right.
And it just falls apart and goes everywhere, and I have gold like everywhere in the house and on myself and stuff. But that's how they did it on the show, so I wanted to try to do it.
What did you think of the show? What did you think of it?
Ahsoka?
Yeah.
I'd say it's got to be the best live action that we've had.
Even the finale?
I don't know. I am curious as to where they're going with it, and I wonder how much of it was rewritten and reshot, you know, because it felt a little loose in the end of it. But you know, when you lose a character, you have to start writing back doors and ways to get around it. So I don't know. I Ezra's back, but there's no Ezra in you know, when we get to Rey movies and stuff like that. There's no Ahsoka that we know of. So, you know, I'm kind of curious what's going to happen over the next timeline before the movies of the sequels.
I'm really curious what they're going to do with Balin.
Yeah.
I've always been one of those people. Honestly, I've always been that I can separate the actor from the creator. I like the characters. So I can separate. You know, I don't need Harrison Ford to be Han Solo. I don't need Mark Hamill to be. I like Luke. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. So I thought that Balin was a really strong character. I thought, and the guy who played him, he was brilliant. He was, but he's a relatively new character. So I think, I really liked the character. I thought the character was superb. So hopefully they'll just recast it and carry that character on. I think they should. So.
Oh, I hope they do recast, and if they do recast, they get someone good to carry on the legacy of the character.
I think they will. There's we were talking about on the live stream. There's a couple of fellas that more or less look like him. You know,
I saw Liev Schreiber was a big one people were pushing for.
Yeah, there was a guy that was in he's a Scots guy who looks more or less exactly like him, and he'd be perfect. I forgot his name, so sorry about that. But I think they should. I think they should recast it and carry on. This CGI, whatever, it's nice. You see your old characters back, if they're going back in time. But if they're going to make relatively new things, just bring out, bring another actor in. I think so.
Yeah,
No,
and
George
I asked.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I forget what live stream it was. Might have been one that I did a few weeks ago, but we were talking about, do you want deep fake, Balin, where they use his face on a new actor? And I don't know. I feel like that gets into a dangerous territory of,
I agree.
Almost disrespectful or something. And
Yeah.
so if they recast him, I'm good with it. If they write him off because they don't want to recast him, I'm good with it. He was the best new character ever introduced, in my opinion. So, I'd love to get more, but if we don't, I understand.
And I got his
they were
figure on
fantastic.
pre-order.
Yeah, he's I think the character of Balin Skull was superb. I think he stole that show, to tell you the truth. I liked Ahsoka. I didn't mind it until the end. The finale just put me straight off. I was like,
hello there.
Didn't go the way I wanted to at all, but I'll stick with it. I always do. So.
Hey, look who we got. What's up, Sam?
Samuel.
How you doing, bro?
Gentlemen, how are we?
Doing pretty good.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to everyone.
You too, sir.
You got kind of an echo there, Sam. I don't know if you have headphones or something.
Give me a second. Try that now.
He probably had to clear a
still got
spot
the
in his
echo.
house just to set up the computer, I bet. Nah,
Give me a second. I'll switch to some headphones. Give me a second.
All right.
So excited to see your face, Sam.
Yeah.
Feelings mutual, boys.
Boom.
Let me see. 2 seconds. This might work. Headphones. I think that's it.
Is
Maybe
that it?
testing.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Wow.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Hey, everyone. How are we?
Doing pretty good. Sam, this is in the corner over here. That's Shabby.
Shabby, how you doing, bro? Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
pal.
A fellow Brit.
Yeah.
Whereabouts you from, dude?
Blackpool.
Oh, Blackpool.
I know. I can
Nice.
tell you because you'll know where it is. Do you know? If you say it to everybody else, I'm where? What?
I had to laugh at the news a few days ago. They thought there was a fire on Blackpool
fire.
Tower. And it wasn't a fire. It was like an orange net that was blowing in the wind, and people thought it was a fire.
Funniest thing is, everyone was shocked until you found out it was from Blackpool. That everyone went, yeah, that kind of makes. Yeah,
Glasgow's the same, mate. Glasgow's the same.
Is that where you're from? It's a beautiful city, Glasgow. I love Glasgow. Beautiful city.
It is now. It didn't used to be.
No, it's nice.
But it's a pleasure to meet you, mate. Pleasure to meet
And
you.
you, my friend, and you.
Boys, how are we?
Doing good. It's great to see you, man. You've been MIA for a while.
Yeah, how are you, dude? Doing all right? Hanging in?
I don't know. I'm kind of numb, to be honest. Like, there's so much going on. It's just BS, man. It's honestly like, from my health bullshit to Louise. Obviously, she's gonna be dropping any day now.
When is the baby due? I forgot.
So the official due date is the 12th of February.
Oh,
But
that is coming up.
she's not gonna make it. She's gonna be maybe 2 weeks tops.
Yeah.
So that's been stressful. I had my mum really, really sick. She's been in hospital and whatnot as well. It's been a lot. Just a lot going on. A lot going on. It's just like day at a time, you know? Day at a time. Get through this day, get through the next day, get through the next day, get through the next. So, but we're surviving. We're surviving. We're getting there. I no longer. Here she is. I no longer have a studio space, so hence no content.
All right, we're talking about content for the year, so you got to get the fuck out.
I mean, it was nice seeing you boys, but no, I mean, I still obviously have content to edit. I still have footage to get edited up and stuff. I still have things to shoot, but it's just really as and when, like since I got back from the States and at the end of September, early October, it's been like, hey babe, how was your trip? Yeah, it was great, thanks. Bam, freight train,
Yeah.
And it was like, fucking hell, what happened? And then all of a sudden it's Christmas, it's my son's birthday, it's Christmas, now it's New Year, and then it's like, holy shit, there's a baby due in like 21 days.
Wow.
So it's a lot. Oh yeah, dude. You know what they say, like it just all comes at once.
When it rains, it pours, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm glad things are good enough tonight that you can grace us with your presence, dude. I've missed you.
You know what, bro? I've missed you too. I'm going to lead off with that. I've missed you all.
I missed you.
But I seen last night that Matt was planning on doing a little stream, and I kind of thought, well, I'll maybe see if there's a space to hang out for a little bit.
We always have space for you, Sam.
And then thank you, bro. Love you, man. I love you all. But then I realised that this room is a fucking mess. Hence the thank God for NVIDIA broadcast, so I can blur everything out so you can't see shit.
This is clean. Like this is as clean as it gets here.
Yeah, but that room is a purpose, man.
Look at this shit. It's fucking best back here too.
Oh man! Yeah. So no, I have to move everything. Like my desk is moved again for like the 4th time in a year. Like all the displays are fucking everywhere. I bought
Didn't you have like a flight simulator too?
Well, I didn't build a fucking flight sim. I had a throttle and a stick.
Oh, okay. I thought you had like a chair and screens and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, dude, I wish. No, but I got the next best thing though, right? So for my birthday, I got a Oculus.
Nice.
Oh. So see flight sim and VR. Oh fuck yeah!
Sam, you got to give me your gamer tag for that so we can link up and play some shit together.
Yo, you got one, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, bro. Who, out of interest, who's playing Modern Warfare 3 just now?
No.
No one? Oh, that sucks. I've like any moment I've had, I've been on Modern Warfare 3 because it's just like back to the good old days of Call of Duty.
Well, is it though? Because I've got a good
I've
question.
heard some bad things about it.
Yeah, I've heard loads of like over here in the States, everyone's like, "Oh, it's not good. It's too short. They haven't put the effort in." But you're saying different.
I mean,
the campaign was bad. I think, right? The campaign was super short.
I'm halfway through the campaign. I've enjoyed the storyline. It all links up to, MW1, MW2. It's great. Yeah. There's returning characters. Awesome. But let's be honest, like the third movie in a trilogy is always probably the shittiest, right? Let's be honest.
Unless it's the sequels.
Well, I mean, give or take, really. It's never as good as the original. So, I enjoy it. I enjoy the multiplayer being back on in terms of like having death matches again. Like proper. It's not like I like Warzone, don't get me wrong, but having proper team deathmatch, it's having that back. And we're gonna get Nuketown back next month as well.
Nice.
So that map's coming back for season 2. So like, yeah, for me personally, I thought it was worth it. It's on sale on Steam just now for like $40. So I thought, you know what? I've got a little bit of kind of Christmas cash. I'll just do that. So that was my Christmas gift to myself was Call of Duty. It's a good game. So y'all should fucking get it.
I should, yeah.
But no, Matt, I'll definitely give you my info for this.
Awesome.
At some point soon, man. But yeah, so what you guys? I've just came in and fucking rail wrecked this thing.
That's all good, dude.
As I always do, I do apologize. What you guys been talking about?
We just been hanging out. Really, the original intent was to just talk about what we've got coming up for the year. But as always, these live streams get sidetracked and we completely lose the track of the point. So we're just hanging out right now.
Sometimes hanging out.
Live streams going sideways? Never.
I know. Really? No.
Since when? Yeah.
We always stay to the point.
Just a quick shout out to some of the people in the chat for their comments and whatnot towards me. Thank you guys. I miss you guys so much. I will be back at some point. I have a lot to tend to in the coming fucking future. Like,
oh shit!
I'm still waiting on some. Oh my
Sorry,
god!
Jim, I
There's a
didn't see
face
that
I
there.
haven't seen in a while.
How we going, guys?
Right, guys, give me 5 minutes. I need to change my shirt. 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, you do.
Jim, I apologize. I did not see you down there.
It's all good. I was like looking for that meme too. I was like, let me in. So,
Nice.
how's everybody doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself,
All right.
man?
All right. I stole my kid's iPad, and that's how I'm up here.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you doing with my iPad? I'm like, I'm going to use it and be on YouTube. He's like, okay. And I'm like, you come up if you want. And he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being on YouTube is a very important reason to have the iPad.
Yeah. Or, there's always, because I fucking said so.
There are some days.
Oh, man, I just totally screwed this thing up.
What did you do?
Oh no.
I was trying to push this little vent in, and I didn't sand it beforehand, and now it's stuck. And it's not going in, it's not coming out. It's just like, oh well.
Well, damn it, Elvis.
I'm just gonna throw it away. I got like 20 hours into the damn thing.
Well, that's it.
That's nothing. So, Jim, how have you been, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Definitely better, and just messing around with shit right now. The package I meant to send you is so oddly shaped. I almost wrapped it in wrapping paper 3 times because I was like, well, what if someone rips it open and is like, oh, that's cool, and just takes it. And I was like, no, let me find a box. And I went through 5 different boxes, and I finally was just like, I'll just wait.
I'm gonna be honest. I completely forgot you said you were sending me something too.
I freaking had that in the closet, and then Christmas happened, and then my wife was like, "Who is this for?" I'm like, "That's not for them. That's for my friend." And then she was like, "Okay," and I was like, "Don't let them see it because I don't want it."
Sam, that's an exquisite shirt. I don't even have one of those anymore.
Oh.
You know something, right? I lost this for the longest time, and I was so mad at Louise because she has this terrible habit of just putting things into bags and just chucking it into a closet. So I was just emptying this closet behind me, and I was like, there it is! And she's like, what? And I fucking lifted it up, and it looks brand new, like it's never been worn. And I've worn the hell out of this shirt. I just put it on for the first time there. I'm like, shit, I've fucking got fat. This used to be rather loose on me, and now I'm like, it's not.
I was when Stoney came to the States the first time, last year. I wanted to give him a shirt, and I couldn't get one done in time. So I went with mine, all folded up and clean, and said, you know what? You can have this if you want it, but it's a used shirt. But that's the only one I have to give you. And he was like, fuck yeah. Took his shirt off, put my hours on, and was like, yeah. And
Stoney is Stoney's one of the. I will blame you because it's you that does it, Louise. Come on. Stoney is one of the sweetest guys I've ever had the pleasure of meeting in person. At Celebration in London last April, we were all kind of chilling outside, kind of at the Excel Centre in London, like Shabby, you might know this, you might be a bit more familiar with it, but you've got like, at the front, you've got like sort of a grand staircase and like a massive area where people can just gather and whatnot. And we were just kind of stood down there, and someone was like, "Oh, there's Stoney," and I knew he hadn't seen me, and I'm like, "I'm going to sneak up on the bastard." So I went right over the other side and up round the steps and came up behind him. I even took a selfie, like he had no idea. I sent it to him. He goes into his pocket, takes out his phone, and turns around and is like, "Hey!" One of the sweetest guys. Like, I love that guy dearly, man.
I'm still upset that I wasn't able to make it down to Galaxy Con to meet up with him and Brian and Jim.
Only thing I regret is not going in my Jedi shit.
Yeah, as soon as we got there, we were like, which I'm having the same issue as Sam is. I've gotten way too fat for my costume, so not that you've gotten way too fat, Sam.
Dude, I've gotten way too fat. I have literally, I have held off on cosplays because of how fat I have gotten.
Right here.
Yeah, like I've held off on my Paz, I've held off on the Revan, I've held off on everything because I'm like, I'm too fat for this shit, and if I drop weight, and I know I'm gonna, then I'm wasting money because this shit will just be hanging, so... yeah, there's no point. I feel you, Brian. I feel you, man.
Yeah,
yeah, that's exactly why I'm not cosplaying either.
After his run. Not before his run, after his run.
I think I'll go home now. Oh, Jenny.
At least they picked Forrest Gump and not Castaway, you know?
Wilson!
Wilson! Wilson! Oh, God, man. Even better, The Terminal. That's a great Tom Hanks movie, The Terminal.
Yeah,
I love The Terminal. No one knows The Terminal.
I love to go here.
That's one of his best movies.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. That and Apollo 13. Apollo 13 is like fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's
but no,
his goat. You said his father. It's like, it sounds same.
Well, what for fathers sound like God? You don't speak great English. You sound like God. It's for God.
Yeah. No, you've been reading the paperwork.
No, it's for God. So good, man. But I couldn't,
love that goat.
I couldn't have the MOJO Boys on and not come and rock this shirt, even if I'm bursting out of it. So,
well, we appreciate it.
Yes.
Oh,
I almost put mine on, but then I was like, Papa.
I need to get a MOJO shirt.
Wait, as soon as we start getting something made again, we'll have to throw some other.
Man, someone
If
someone didn't delete their website, I would have gotten one of his shirts too.
When I made a helmet for Jim, he said he was going to send me his shirts. And he never sent me a shirt.
Oh, it's all coming out the woodwork now, boys. It's all coming out the woodwork.
It is.
That was pretty much the end of our friendship. I just didn't call him.
God damn it! This damn T-shirt.
Do you know what's funny though, right? Is I was talking to Louise about this not long ago, and she was like, she's like, yeah, it's like you guys hardly ever like really speak anymore. Like, I'm like, what do you mean, like anyone? And I'm like, well, no, we do. It's just like, you need to remember, like, this all kind of kicked off during COVID. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm like, we were all in the house doing literally fucking nothing.
Yeah,
you know, everyone was getting furlough checks, or most of us were getting furlough checks. We're all having a good time. Most of us were drunk sometime. Well, I was drunk half the time.
I'm getting drunk right now.
Hell yeah, it's Saturday night. Why the fuck not? And it was just a case of like, well, things are pretty back to normal now, so people have their lives to live, and we'll always, see each other in passing and stuff, but it's never going to be that way, and Lord knows I wouldn't want it to be, because that was a scary ass fucking time. Like I sneezed, shit, am I going to die? Like,
Do you remember when people would cough at like a bus stop or something? You're like, get the F away from me.
I'm so paranoid to cough or sneeze out in public now from that. I'm like, oh God, I'm going to be like pitchfork, like, get the ginger belly.
Or you're down at like the supermarket or something and someone's too close. You get the fuck away from me. Like,
back off, Karen.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey,
Away, Karen.
hey, you know what? People still need to stay the 6 feet away from me. Fuck them.
Yeah.
True. That's why I quit wearing deodorant. Fuck these people.
I want my 6 feet of personal space back.
Yeah, I smell bad for a reason. It's you. Like, fuck him. Fuck him.
It is. Do you not think it's funny though the way it just disappeared though? I always found that funny because they spent so many time, about the vaccines, and every store we went into was all, keep 6 feet, and then all of a sudden it just felt like it gone, and you never really hear from it anymore.
Yeah,
that was the part for me.
I'll tell you the thing is, it didn't disappear. It's just the fact that there was no real, media hype. The lack of toilet roll and pasta. Yeah, that was nuts. There was nothing like to really. There was nothing to sensationalize anymore, right? It was literally there was nothing. So, but like it's still out there. It's never going to disappear. I've had it twice this year. It sucks. Still, but
everything
like
just kind of quietly went back to normal.
Everybody realized it was going to be common now. Like it's just common.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. Okay.
All I'm saying is not even the global pandemic wants me. That's all I'm saying.
God,
we want you, Matt. We want you, bro.
Girl.
Wow.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, she did it 4 times.
I am so
Reminds
sorry,
me.
Louise.
You ever get a TikTok from a girl? Nope. Look at this. That video is great.
That is the most popular thing I've ever done.
It's very
I
funny.
love that one.
Oh shit! I just seen that comment from Jama. You still need to mind the gap. Does anyone? Y'all know that story?
I do.
Oh shit! So like on the last day in London, Jesse was on the fucking tube, like on the subway, and it's just a London thing, Mind the gap, please. It's signs everywhere, and it's like on the fucking train, and they say it every 10 seconds. Mind the gap. So Jesse decided just to walk around London for like 4 hours, going, "Mind the gap, please. Mind the gap, please." Then ironically, we found one of these like tourist stores, and he went in and came out with a fucking t-shirt, "Mind the gap." And it was like the most perfect moment ever.
The chive sells those.
Honest to God, man, if I ever hear that again in a random place, I'm literally just going to piss myself laughing. Like, next time I'm in London, even nothing to do with like Star Wars or sabers or nothing, and I hear that, I'm just going to buckle on the spot, and people are going to look at me like, is he okay? So, yeah. Good times.
Did you have a good time at Star Wars? I have a lot of friends, and my brother went to Celebration. They loved it. They absolutely loved it. So
it was my first celebration. I've wanted to go to one for a long time, and I could never really manage it. It was very enjoyable from a social aspect because there was just so many people. In terms of the actual convention itself, it was enjoyable, but the XL, it really isn't the best venue for something of that size.
Yeah.
I think there was like 300 or 350,000 people across 3-4 days.
Wow.
And at one point, like my partner and I, we got into a bit of a situation because like in America, like the convention halls are like massive open spaces, right? Mm-hmm. And all the concession stands and restaurants and stuff are all kind of generally around the outside. You think about the Staples Center, Honda Center, these kind of places, Madison Square Garden. That's kind of generally how it always is. But like in the UK, it's not like that. Usually you've got halls up both sides, and then the concessionary stuff's in the middle, right? So between that design and the fact that every time a panel came out, they didn't spit people out the outside and come back in. They just spat people back into the main middle section. into foot traffic, it was horrendous. So we got involved in a massive kind of what had the potential to be a really bad situation with a crush, you know. So that kind of part of things didn't make it. That was the Saturday only though. Friday was okay. The Sunday was good, but the Saturday was hell. Just trying to navigate around stuff because of the way the convention centre's kind of, you know, laid out. But it's typical in the UK of convention centres being laid out that way.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why that is. I think about the AEC in Aberdeen, the SEC in Glasgow, the one in Edinburgh, the NEC in Birmingham. There's a couple in London, Manchester. They're all exactly the same. So I don't know why that is, but if they were going to do it again, which they inevitably will do, maybe in 10 years' time, I would definitely. Fucking hell!
Oh, God.
Brilliant.
I would probably say try and pick a different convention centre. I know it's London, but like there's some that are maybe not in London.
Yeah.
That might be a better option.
Which
but
is
overall,
weird.
it was enjoyable.
Comments because with it being a ticket only, you know, you think they'd work that out. You know, they'd sort that so everybody could see stuff. There'd be no forms of crushing. You know, it's strange.
I think they went on the assumptions of the previous year in terms of attendance, because I know that the numbers that went to Anaheim were similar.
Yeah.
But then the Anaheim Convention Centre is a fucking huge space.
Massive.
It's massive, you know? So I don't think the kind of planning took that into account. There's a maximum capacity you can obviously have per day. But I don't think they took that into account. If they hadn't have decided to spew everyone out of the main hall for the whatchamacallits, like the panels, that would have made the world of difference. If they put everyone outside to walk back round and come back in the main entrance, that would have made the world of difference. But they didn't. It was just a case of the main hall was down the bottom, they all came up and everyone was coming down. And it was carnage. It was absolutely carnage.
Wow.
So, but overall, it was a very enjoyable experience socially. There was a lot of great props on. The live stage was rammed all the time. You got a lot of great guests. The vendors that were there were obviously, it's all official stuff really. But you had a great selection of stuff to kind of, you know, pick up and buy, and the Hasbro booth as always is great. But no, it was a really enjoyable kind of few days. But it's just little things like maybe not planning the traffic properly did taint it a little bit, you know. And holy hell, London's expensive.
I did. I just heard one, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't fucking hear anything.
Whose cat is that?
There was a cat.
Yeah, I heard
for
a cat. Where'd that come from?
No, I got dogs, not cats. So
All
My
right,
cat
hold
died
up.
a year ago, so it wasn't mine.
Hold up. Whose pussy was that?
It was Jim's.
Mad 'cause I lost.
Like, it entered Jim's beard a year ago and it's still trying to get out. Like, it can't find its...
Yeah.
I can't say shit, bro. I'm exactly the same just now. I haven't fucking shaved since I got back from the States. I'm like down here. Oh, shit. Where there are a lot of room parties.
Let me see this
at
beard,
Celebration.
Sam. I got you on an iPhone, so you gotta get real close.
Oh, shit. It's... I need to brush it, but it's quite long.
Wow.
I need to brush it, but it's quite long. It was nice and trim for the States because it was fucking hot.
Man,
But
that's a
it's
lot
the-
in, what, 2.5 months? Yeah. Or I guess 3 months, because it was the beginning of October, right?
Yeah, 3 months, man. Yeah, I suppose. It grows.
They do that.
Yeah, they do that.
You just
That's
leave
for
them, and that's what happens.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh yeah.
Were there a lot of room parties? I don't know what you mean by room parties, but we
The hotel?
rented a house for like 4 or 5 days,
Nice.
which ironically was cheaper than hotels. I mean, I think we got the house for like
Oh, yeah,
Like here,
especially
Airbnbs
split.
are way cheaper.
I think the whole house was like, I don't know, 500 and something for like, there was myself, there was Louise, there was Ryan, there was Jesse. So there was 4 of us in the house. Sebastian kept the last night before his flight with us as well. So it was like £125 each for accommodation.
Ain't bad at all.
That's pretty
It's
good.
cheap down there, especially in London.
Yeah, well, it was just south of the river, a little place called Woolwich. So it wasn't bad. It was right on the line. You jump on the train, and you're two trains, 10 minutes. You're at the XL. So it was fucking perfect. It was really, really good. And we were lucky because we booked hotels that were like over by King's Cross station. And then I was like, I'm going to try and find something else. So I found something else, and it turned out to be a fucking scam. So I thought, shit, I'm going to lose money. Booked it on a credit card, got the money back, and found this other one. It's a company that basically specialises in people that are working away from home, like, you know, tradesmen, electricians, all that kind of stuff. Oh, hello. There you go. Thank you. The pregnant one just appeared. So I was on the phone to them. I'm like, yep, here it is. The
Hi,
culprit.
Louise.
Everyone says hi.
Hi.
She says hi.
Oh yeah, we're in headphones.
She's
I'm like, I better be loud.
pretending to be shy. And blowing eardrums out. Hi. But no, we got quite lucky, to be fair, and the flights from like Edinburgh down to London weren't bad, so we got quite lucky. Overall, it was a great experience. It was a good time.
Very expensive.
But London is fucking expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Alex.
I'm going out.
Alex, take care, dude.
Yeah,
Is that Shannon?
Yes, it is.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, London's nuts. Like, I think we went through like $2,000 in 5 days between Louise and I,
That's
Damn.
not just
and that was like food, travel, and alcohol.
Yeah, my brother did about the same. About 2 or 3
Half of that
grand.
was probably alcohol, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think around about 1,200 was maybe alcohol on one night. But no, it's just an expensive set. Oh my god, Elvis just appears with a golf cart.
Motherfucker just rolls into there like, what's up, bitches?
What is this?
Dude, the funny thing is, I remember when you told me that you were thinking about getting one of these.
Oh yeah, we were in Florida, weren't we?
Because people in your neighborhood had, I'm thinking about getting one. I think I might get one.
I need to sell my car though because look how much space there is. Like it blocks me from doing everything. So
What, you're selling the Classic?
yeah. Gonna list it here pretty soon.
I got like
Dude,
$5.
Dude, you can't sell a Classic. What did you sell it for? A fucking golf cart. Like,
Well, no,
Yeah, but he came with
I'm
free gold.
that badass.
I'm selling the car to have as like a down payment on a house. So like,
oh, fair enough.
Okay. Okay, as long as you're not selling it so there's room for the golf carts.
Man, I need to know, Elvis,
Right.
what's underneath that? What car is it?
It's a 1954 Chevy Bel Air hardtop.
Nice.
I would
So-
share a photo, but I have no idea how to do that from my phone.
It's a proper car. It's not a Ford Focus. It's a proper car.
You know what?
It's
That's the
like-
funniest thing, yeah, because when we were kids, it's always funny because that's probably why cars and in TV shows like, you know, Magnum's Ferrari or let's see, Knight Riders Trans Am, the A-Team, the colour. Where we were from, I'm from, like I said, up north, and we're so used to bloody Austin Allegros and Maestros and all that stuff. So you saw these cars. So coming over here and I actually see him, I'm like, man, this is awesome. You know, I love American cars because, like I said, where we're from, I think the coolest thing was a Rover, which wasn't cool at all. You know, so
I forgot. Like, 'cause I hadn't been in the States for a long time. I forgot how big fucking cars over there.
oh man, they're like land yachts, aren't they? I travelled round.
Right.
I wanted an old one, so I went to a guy and I just wanted a second hand, just a piece of shit, just to get me around the States. And I bought a 1973 Chevy Monte Carlo. And even the spring was out of it, but
Nice.
it had no electric powering, you know, so I'm steering it like, and it's like a land yacht. It's the weirdest car to drive ever. Yeah. Oh, the Bandit Trans Am's my favourite. A 79 Trans Am, I'd love one.
Man, I'd love Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah,
There you go,
yeah.
Shabby.
Such
There
a
it
great
is.
movie.
Oh, that's beautiful, my friend. That is absolutely gorgeous. And I tell you what, as well, living down south, these southern boys love looking after the muscle cars down there. They're so pristine, you know. They look brand new.
The problem in the UK is our cars tend to rust because of the weather.
Yeah, the salt and
Yeah, you have that problem in Ohio too.
Yeah. Anywhere
yeah.
where there's moisture. Well, like no, when I was in Florida, I was like, holy shit, I forgot how big the cars are over here. Like,
Yeah.
even cars that you get over here, you know, their version for some reason looks bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why that. If it's just your fucking brain fucking with you, I don't know what it is, but it just looks. But you're like, holy, wait, so
It's
what?
like the RVs over here. I'm thinking that wouldn't even fit in Norwich, let alone a blooming street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're massive. They're absolutely huge. And now you're getting them with cars built in them that come out. And I'm like, you've got no chance.
That's a bucket list thing for me is to fly in somewhere, rent an RV, and just I don't know, maybe do like the Pacific Northwest or something through.
Right.
You know, like maybe up into kind of Washington State and then kind of over and down, and you know, like that'd be fucking awesome.
That would be a good trip.
Okay.
I like it around Washington. I've been around there, Oregon and Portland and Washington. It's beautiful around there. It really is. Yeah.
I've never been round. I've always kind of wanted to go to that kind of part of the States, and my buddy was like, "Why do you want to go to that part?" I'm like, "It's just look at it." And he's like, "Yeah, it looks like Scotland." And I'm like,
"Yeah, yeah, full
forests and mountains." Yeah, you're right. It does. You know, shit. What's Elvis doing? Is you got another golf buggy, bro? Or
No, whenever I spray stuff, I have to move all the cars out of the driveway and stuff.
Dude, your wife is not only a very patient woman and a very understanding woman, but she's a fucking legend. You didn't even hear that. I'm not going to say it again.
Keep going.
He's just going to have to worry for the rest of his life what you said.
You know what the funny thing was? He wasn't even going to come to Florida, and I'm like, dude, just tell your wife that, you know, Sam and Ryan are flying in from Scotland just especially to see you. And I said that as a passing comment. He actually went and did it, and she's like, okay, you can go. And I'm like,
yeah, I must have crossed into the Wi-Fi. All I heard is your wife, and then it all went down.
Don't worry about it, bro. I didn't say nothing.
There's nothing. Yeah.
What'd you say about my wife, Sam?
It's best if he doesn't say it again. I mean,
yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah,
bleep
you're gonna be gutted. Do you know what I mean? So
it can be summed up by "damn." I'm always joking.
if we would have
No,
would have been the time to use it.
All I'm gonna say is it's a good thing I'm not monetized.
No, I was. What I was really saying was, not only must she be a very patient and understanding woman, but she's also a fucking legend. So I was just telling the boys that, you know, you weren't potentially going to be able to come to Florida, and I said to you, just a passing comment, just tell her me and Ryan are flying in from Scotland. You actually went and did it, and she was like, okay, you can go.
That's true. That's true.
Fucking legend.
I had an opportunity to take like way too many trips this last year, and she was like, "No, you're done." And I was like, "Yeah, but like Sam's coming from Scotland," and it's like, "Fine." Like that. It was less of a, "Oh, you need to go." It was more of a, "All right."
I guess.
Wonderful woman. Like, yeah, just amazing woman.
when did you go to Florida?
End of September.
And all right, I was going to say, because how did you handle the weather where you're from? Florida weather.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I fucking loved it, man. I love humid heat. I love humid heat because, you know, like in the UK.
Yeah.
This dude wore pants to Disney World. Like, he's wearing full-length pants to Disney World.
But,
like, what's the matter with you?
Yeah, but I took them off to reveal shorts at the end. Don't worry.
Brilliant.
I remember taking stuff off later, but not at Disney World. I remember.
No, that was the skinny dipping at the pool.
I was going to say, there was a hot tub involved, I'm pretty sure. Things got a little foggy at that time.
Yeah, it wasn't my...
Your curve held away.
Oh, God, man. Good times. No, the weather was good, man. Like, in the UK, we get, like... The best way I can describe the UK heat, it's like... It's so dry. And it's like, you know, the sun's beating down 30... 31, 32 Celsius, and it's like the rest of the environment didn't get the fucking memo.
Yeah.
Right? So you're in this fucking really dry ass heat and you just feel like you're just burning the whole time. You feel you're literally singeing, you're in a fucking frying pan, and it sucks. Whereas over there, I walked out the airport and I'm in a hoodie, I'm in fucking sweatpants and shit, and I'm like, oh, this is great. And Ryan's like taking shit off. He's like, oh fuck, it's too hot. I can't fucking do this, you know? I think the first night we sat out by the pool and I was still wearing sweatpants.
It eats you at the airport, though, doesn't it, Sam? Because like when the doors open, it just goes boom. It eats you straight away, doesn't it?
Because you forget that the plane is air-conned, the terminal's air-conned. So you get into like a false sense of security. Then the doors open, you're like, oh yeah, that's how it is here. Shit.
Yeah.
But no.
That's the worst part about living in Houston. As soon as you get off the plane, you're just like, oh yeah, I remember humidity. Like,
yeah.
It's like that for us, but the opposite way. It's like, oh yeah, it rains here all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I spent 2 years on a subtropical island when I was in Okinawa. I came back to Ohio in January to -3 degrees. That was the worst thing I've ever done.
God.
It's like 60s and 70s for 2 years. Come back -3. Fuck you.
Did you see that? Did you see that comment by the honest Joe? That's fine. That's fun.
save your soul for a drip of sweat from the devil's book. He's not wrong.
Oh, really?
Man, you were on fire today, Jawa.
He's, dude, and Andy's not wrong, man. He is not wrong. It is like that because there's no humidity. It's just dry as fuck.
you guys
You
ever
know?
been
Yeah.
to the desert?
No.
No.
That's dry.
For
Yeah.
real? Or
No,
The
this
worst
last
thing
time
about
that
the
I was
desert-
in.
The worst thing about the dry weather, I went to the Joshua Tree, and I like to. Where my wife's family lived there, it's right close to the desert. So I thought, oh, I'm going to smoke a cigar and have a look at the desert. And it was about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was smiling. And then when I smiled, I shit myself because I thought my face was going to. There's just no moisture at all, and I went like that. Now my face is just cracked. You know, I've never known any experience like it. And we went to Palm Springs, and I was fascinated that the restaurants all had those misters, putting mist out in the air and all that sort of stuff. And that's dry heat, isn't it? That's really weird.
It's the worst heat. Dry heat's the worst.
Oh, horrible! Yeah.
Last time I was in Las Vegas, it was so dry that I kept cutting myself shaving, and I had never cut myself shaving, and it was just because my face was like sandpaper. It's like, you know, it was just so dry. My razor kept catching everything. Couldn't believe it.
Oh, it's horrible. Like a proper dry environment's horrible. Like,
It's a wonder Chris keeps his face looking so smooth.
I don't know how he does it, man. He must be fucking sponsored by Nivea or something. Like, you know, the face is sponsored by Nivea and the hair's fucking sponsored by L'Oreal. He just looks like he's jumped out of fucking GTA the whole time. Like, he's just one of the most badass looking dudes I've ever known in my life. He just always looks that way. Even when he's just woke up from a nap 10 minutes before and met you from the hotel, he just looks cool as fuck. You're like, really,
Well,
dude?
he's that cool. He'd rather drive his golf cart than his Bel Air. That tells you how cool he is, you know.
No,
We're talking about someone else, man.
I'm talking about someone else. No, this is a boy we know from Las Vegas, man. He's just fucking constantly just like fucking Mr. Hello there, you know?
The Nerd Dad. You gotta go check out that channel too. He's cool.
Yeah. He looks like he just came straight out of Beverly Hills 90210.
Does he? Wow, one of those blokes.
Yeah.
He is, man. He's one of the sweetest
handsome
blokes
as
you'll ever
fuck,
fucking
too.
meet, right?
Yeah.
But he's just like, you know, you look at him 5 minutes after waking up. I look at myself 5 minute after waking up, and I'm like, shit, why can't I look like that? You know, it's like, fucking dude, come on. Yuki doesn't have aircon. Yeah, that's another thing as well. Like when I started hanging around online with the American boys, like in the summertime, I'm like, oh, it's so hot. Like, oh shit, I'm fucking sweating. And everyone's like, just put the aircon on. I'm like, we don't have that. That doesn't come built into our houses.
I'll send you one. I'll send you a window unit.
I have a friend in England. I'll tell you a story about aircon. So, when I went back between 2005 2014, I have a friend, and he's a proper northerner lad, Sam. He won't go to doctors. He's, you know, I mean, cuts him, I'll be all right, and that kind of thing. Anyway, he's sat home, and his stomach he's killing him. And his missus is like, you're going to have to go to doctors. You've been like this for days now and so forth. So eventually goes to doctors. And doctor says to him, I'm going to need a stool sample. And my mate's like, well, what's that? What's this? He goes, well, I just need you. He gives him this little plastic cup and says, I just need a sample of your poo. Bring it back and we can sort out, you know, what it is that's causing your stomach to go bad. It'll be about a week. So he goes home, completely forgets it, loses his cup, yeah? So his missus is saying, are you all ready for doctors tomorrow? You don't forget your sample and all that. And he's like, oh, man. So he gets a biscuit tin, like a round tin biscuit. And instead of taking a sample, he takes a proper dump in this biscuit tin, yeah? Middle of summer. So what is it? You go to doctors the next day. He's in the waiting room. Remember, no air conditioning, middle of summer. He's in this doctor's room.
Oh, no.
And everyone's like, what the fuck is that smell? Everyone's
Those
looking
are
at
the
me.
worst
Anyway,
cookies ever.
so his wife is embarrassed like shit. She's going, I bloody told you. And all that. And he's like, no, I'm gonna be all right. We get into the doctor's office, and apparently these doctors about between 60 and 70, yeah. And he goes, oh, hello, Mister whatever, you know. He goes, have you brought your sample? And he goes, yeah, it's here. And the doctor went, fuck.
Oh, God.
Sat there with a biscuit tin full of old shit. No way.
Oh, fuck.
The tea was good, but the biscuits were shit.
Oh, I'm glad I stayed on to hear that. But I have to run, guys. I gotta go get my kids ready for bed.
All right.
I love you, man.
Love you too, guys. Bye.
Take care, bro.
Oh, I almost just ended the stream, dude. I almost just pulled a mat. All right, how do I?
Just close the app. There you go.
Yeah, I did that to him one time.
I know.
Bye, guys.
I think I was there.
I done it one time, then I couldn't get back in. Oh shit, man! Fucking hell! Only in England, only in fucking England would that happen. In the north of England as well, where they really just don't give a fuck.
No one's asked, are they? No one. Exactly.
Oh God!
Right here.
That's the best story I've ever heard.
Oh, the doctor thought he was getting some fucking Viennese whirls, man. It wasn't. It was a whirl, but it wasn't a Viennese whirl.
I can just, I know you don't know, but I could just imagine him though, you know, getting one of those old steel tin biscuit tins as well, Sam. Not one of these new plastic ones, like a proper tin.
Yeah, the ones that you used to get like 10, 15 years ago before everything went all shitty, yeah.
That's
Fucking hell, man.
That's just horrible.
That's amazing. That is one of the best. You know what? It's the start of 2024. I don't even know if I'll hear a better story all year. Like, you've set the bar pretty fucking high, Shabby. Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm so glad I invited you on the stream.
The worst thing is though, as well, is like every time I hear the word aircon, I always think of that story. I'm like, oh, can't really tell it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll share it with you boys. Why not?
Fucking hell. Woo, damn. Oh my God.
That's amazing.
I'd better ask everyone because I never got the opportunity to towards the end of it. Did we all enjoy the Ahsoka series?
Yeah.
Very much so.
Except for the finale. Except for the finale. I hated that finale. I hated it.
Really?
It was terrible. It was so bad. I enjoyed it, and I thought, listen, I'm an old school boy, you know what I mean? And the new Star Wars is give or take to me. I loved Andor. You know, Mandalorian season 1 and 2 were fantastic. And I thought, I've always wanted. You know what Star Wars reminds me of? It reminds me of a fit bird, right? And all your mates are saying to you, mate, your bird is a pain in the ass, but you can't get rid of her because she's so. You know what I mean? Oh well.
Yeah.
So she'll sit there and she'll moan and she'll piss you off, but you still stay with. That's what Star Wars is like for me. So I watched the Ahsoka and I thought I loved Balin Skull, loved that character, loved Shin. Any character that's named after a part of a leg, I think that's fantastic.
Character that's named after the part of a leg.
meet a brother next year. He's called Calf. And what is it? I don't know. I liked Rebels. So I loved seeing I loved seeing Hera, and I loved seeing but I don't know that ending. I did not like the fact they gave Sabine Force, because it just opened a whole can of worms. And the thing is, I didn't mind it if you kept on and in a couple of seasons or a couple more episodes you saw it develop. But when she threw him up into the Star Destroyer, I thought, oh no, this is over. You know, and I hated the zombie stormtroopers. I just kept seeing every other franchise in that episode, and I thought, this is Star Wars. You're meant to do it, and everybody else is meant to copy you. You know, so I don't know. It's just the ending was terrible, but just my opinion.
I mean,
thanks for letting me on. See you later.
I'm with you.
As long as you're not praising the sequels, you're good.
I hate him. Although I did like the aura around. I've got to admit, I loved the aura around The Force Awakens. I loved it.
Yeah.
You know,
I love The Force Awakens. It's just after that, it's when it's
atmospheres
just
ever. We're getting new figures back, and it was the first time I'm a toy collector, as you know, and it was the first time you actually saw brand new Star Wars figures a couple of months before, like it was as a kid, you know. Nowadays, what Black Series do, they'll make the figures 18 months to a year out from, you know. But I love the aura around it. But you know, the Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but those sequel movies, they were just well. You can go on and on about them, couldn't you? How bad they were.
Well,
with
the opposite
sequels,
of Shabby,
like...
I enjoyed the ending to Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I was saying for like a year before the show started. I think Sam and I had several conversations about this.
Yeah. That
we were convinced that Sabine was going to use the Force by the end of the show.
But I never saw that in Rebels. I remember Kanan teaching her, and I remember the Blacksaber and all that. But I never saw any recollection or anything.
He said that she had. He said something to the fact that she had abilities, but she kept herself blocked to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you, like, I'll tell you something, right? The ending for me, I've missed you. I've missed everyone, and it might be a while again before you see me after tonight, but I will be back at some point. But I do miss everyone. The ending to Ahsoka, I was slightly on the fence with it in terms of the direction they took it in, keeping Ahsoka and Sabine on that planet, and Ezra's now back. But the more that I think about the small things, the Night Sisters, you know, the Stormtroopers, the Zombie Troopers, you know, I love that because we've seen elements of that before in games with Night Sisters and whatnot. So I thought it made complete sense, and for that to happen made complete sense.
And we've seen it before in Rebels too with the
We've seen it before in Rebels as well, yeah. So again, it made complete sense to have that in Ahsoka, which was basically Rebels Season 5 fucking live action.
Yeah, it was. I agree with that.
Having Sabine with the Force, they were leading up to it from the first episode, but
yeah, they were.
But like Matt was saying, there was always an aura around Sabine with that subject, even when Rebels was going on, you know. And then you think back to one of the original Alec Guinness lines, "Oh, the Force is what gives the Jedi's power. It's an energy field, you know, created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates, blah 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 blah." We all know the lines.
Yeah, it penetrates. Yeah.
Yeah, main word. So when you know the lore and you know the background and everything, you can see as to how it makes sense. And then, Shabby, I'll apologise for this one, but going back to The Last Jedi, which I fucking detest, by the way.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in the cinema thinking, this is not fucking Star Wars, this is shit.
It was the weirdest feeling, wasn't it? It was the weirdest feeling coming out of that movie.
Star Wars gives you a feeling.
You never thought you'd come out of any Star Wars going. And I was just gone. I was like, we have a big thing in our, I've got lots of nieces and nephews, and we all go and see Star Wars, and they're always like, Shabby, Uncle Shabby, what do you think of it? And it was the first time in any Star Wars I was like, I don't know what I've just watched. I didn't know, do I like it? And then you try to think,
the same.
How could I ever get like this?
And I'll tell you why a lot of people were thinking that as well. Was because 12 months before we got that one, we got Rogue One. And Rogue One set a fucking unattainably high fucking bar.
Yeah.
Ace on it, yeah.
Right? Even though it wasn't part of the sequel trilogy, it set a fucking high bar in terms
Rogue One
of...
is the best movie that Disney has done.
Oh, by a fucking country mile, right?
Yeah.
So, the Ahsoka ending for me was great. Overall, when I think about it, because of the things that have came in, the things that have been tied up, everything makes sense. And everything makes sense because Filoni is the master of, making sure that everything should tie up. I've said this before to you, Matt, and maybe to Brian as well last time we were on a stream together. I think they're gearing Sabine up to be the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Right? And I'll tell you why I think that, right? It's because everything surrounds the Darksaber. The Darksaber will get repaired. It'll probably be repaired by Sabine.
Oh, she could figure that's something that she likes to do. How does this work?
Well, she already made modifications to Ezra's saber.
Taking shit apart, fixing shit. That's what Sabine does.
Different blade
and don't forget as well, the Wrens are off of House Vizsla.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes complete fucking sense to me that she would then be the Mandalorian, the next Mandalorian Jedi.
And isn't she only like the second Mandalorian to ever use the Force? Wasn't Ter Vizsla like the only one beforehand?
I would need to check up on the lore on that one, but there hasn't been many. But then the question begs, though, because this all takes place between 6 and 7, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the question begs, what happened in the 30 years between 6 and 7 when all this happened? Where is Sabine Wren? Where is Ahsoka? Where is Ezra? These are the questions that no one knows the fucking answer to. And that's the thing they have to be careful about now, exploring this period of time. It's because they're not around in 7, 8, and 9. Mm-hmm. So is everyone just dead? What happened?
I think Mandalore's off doing its own thing, staying away from the rest of the galaxy.
What I was hoping was that when they went to this other galaxy, they somehow ran into people from the prequel, oh, we're in a different timeline, and not that timeline thing is completely played out, but in this one I would take it. You just be like, oh yeah, that's alternate shit over there. That's Ahsoka just dipped into the alternate universe.
Yeah.
But what really happened? It'd be like that movie Clue. But what really happened?
Believe it if you want, but what really happened?
Yeah. There is this subreddit. Yeah. There is a subreddit that I used to follow called Saltier Than Creatives, all about people who hated the sequels. And they couldn't appreciate anything, even the good episodes of Mandalorian and other stuff. They just fucking hated everything. So I was like, I can't deal with you people. You can't.
This is the thing. I've always been one of those people myself. It's like one of the lads that co-hosts my live stream loves them, but I'm not here to tell him that you're wrong for liking them. I'd like to listen to both sides, but I don't. Listen. I understand. You're never going to get the original trilogy again. It's magic in a bottle. I mean, everything from the music to the costumes to the set, everything worked in them. So you're always going to, later on, 40 years after, you're never going to get the same things. But I just wish they'd put more thought into it. Buying a franchise, it just felt to me like they were right. We need to make this money back as fast as possible. So let's just get
Speak of the devil.
So
there's that sexy man.
Speak of the handsome bastard.
Yep. But they had no source material.
I'll tell you what went wrong with the sequel trilogy, right? The sequel trilogy.
Chris, would you like to join us?
Please join us. I miss that face. The sequel trilogy got off to a promising start with The Force Awakens. It was fucking wonderful. Was it a reboot of A New Hope? Yeah, probably. But it was fucking great. Introduced new characters.
That's why I looked at it though, Sam. They had to start somewhere. So I didn't mind that. You know, I could see elements of it, but I thought, you know what? It's the first one. Do it, you know. So
it was the right mix of familiar and new.
Yeah.
Right? It was great. So for returning fans, new fans, it was brilliant, right? It was very marketable, but it felt familiar to the kind of older fans. The problem with Rian Johnson doing number 8 was the fact that he should have been stopped in his tracks as to how he wanted to do things, right? Because someone should have taken one look at that complete fucking script and went, well, this makes no sense to the end goal that we're trying to arrive at here, right?
Yeah.
That and the fact that the directors for number 9 just fucked off and they had to get JJ back in. Okay, fair enough.
Although the story that they were originally going to do for 9 did sound pretty damn cool.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
It did. And you know what? That might have made 8 better. It'd make more sense. Fair enough. But JJ, you know what JJ is like? JJ is an old school fan. He's like, no, we don't. Because of all the heat that The Last Jedi was getting, it was getting a lot of fucking heat. Even from like, do we all remember those Mark Hamill interviews where he was just fucking pasting Rian Johnson every time?
Me though, with that, because I was sat there going, it can't be that bad. Now I was watching this and he kept saying it. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's different.
Yeah.
I'm more and I'm like, it can't be this bad. It can't be because. Like, that is for me, with Skywalker to me, it broke my heart. I've got to admit, it broke my heart.
He straight up said, like, as soon as I read the script, I told what's his fuck, I fundamentally disagree with everything you've done with this character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
because the thing is with Luke Skywalker at that time, on one hand it makes sense, but the way it was executed was completely fucking wrong.
Completely, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it would make complete sense that he would be that way, the same as Obi-Wan was, and there's a big hoo-ha about Obi-Wan in the Kenobi series. Oh, but he's the guy's fucking broken.
Yeah.
Like, and this is how he has. Let's get fucking real here for a second.
Yeah, and you see him broken, and then through the course of the show, he turns into the Obi-Wan you see in A New Hope.
And
it's just you remember Empire Strikes Back though, when he quits his training and Obi-Wan and Yoda are telling him, "Don't go, it's not going to work. Don't lose this." And in the Last Jedi, she comes and tells him that his Han's dead, his sister's in trouble, and he does nothing. And I'm like, this isn't Luke Skywalker. You know, if he died at the end of it, fair enough, but give us the worst thing was for me, 2 months before The Last Jedi came out, I'm a book reader. I love getting the Star Wars books. And the new book, The Legend of Luke Skywalker, came out. Now, I don't know whether have you read this or not, but it basically stories around the galaxy about Luke Skywalker. And it's up to you whether it's a myth or and some of these stories have been pulling Star Destroyers out of the thing. And you're like, and you're reading it, aren't you, Jim? And you're going, holy shit, if I see anything like this in The Last Jedi, this is gonna, because we've waited. I mean, like I said, I remember seeing Return of the Jedi at the cinema, and we waiting for Luke like this for years, and then you get what we got, and I thought, oh no, you know.
I know. I was telling him stories that I read from that. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
There it is.
Man. And then it was like,
it's real.
What are we talking about?
Lily.
But that's the thing though with pardon me.
How you doing?
You know,
I know. How are you doing? Okay.
The whole kind of background to what happened between 6 and 7 to get where we are. You know, you've built a new Jedi Academy. You've taken your fucking nephew,
all right,
and you've lost him to the dark side, right? All your students have been killed. Everything you've built has been fucking destroyed.
You tried to kill you because you had a bad dream,
right? You think about what that does to a person. Like
who just came in here?
It makes complete sense that he would be cut off, segregated, put himself in exile because he feels he's not just failed himself, his sister, his family, but the galaxy. Right? That all makes complete sense.
Yeah,
it does. But the execution was shit poor.
Well, I mean, I've got to agree with what the nerd dad's saying. There's that part where he stood over Kylo Ren when he's sleeping with his lightsaber out. And I'm just like, exactly, this is a guy that was going to sacrifice himself, knowing, just to bring his father back, and he's stood over his nephew, you know, and I thought, because he had a feeling, and I just thought, this is so bad. It's so bad. I'll never forgive him for it. I'll never. The funny is, what I've done is, because a lot of people, I'm not one of those people that, I'll never watch Star Wars again. I'm cancelling this. I've never been one of those blokes. I always think, well, next time we'll see what happens. But then you see him in The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, and you think, that's the look we wanted. That's what it is right there, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that's the direction.
Dave
That's the
Filoni
direction
and
we're
John
heading.
Favreau understand.
Yeah,
Well,
I
this
agree.
This is the direction we're heading in now, right? So, like the way that this is going to go, in my opinion, right? You've got Ahsoka and Sabine marooned on that planet. Balin, what a fucking character.
Yeah, he was one.
Right.
Yeah.
Ray Stevenson, God rest his soul, like how they're going to get past that. I mean, they have to recast him.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a shame to do that, but they have to, because I think that character and the way it was done was so committed to the overall arc of Ahsoka into the end of the Mandoverse and beyond.
Well,
So
it's
I
one of the
think
best
they're gonna
parts
have
about his storyline, and it was intriguing. So I'd like to carry on that storyline. You know, I
He's
agree
the
with
best
you.
new Star Wars character I've seen in a long.
He was brilliant.
long
Yeah.
He was brilliant. Yeah.
Right, so you've got Shin, she's marooned there. Balin is marooned there. Ahsoka, Sabine, they're marooned there, right? Here's what I think may happen. I need to get this in the right order because it won't fucking make sense if I don't.
Hello there.
So,
Hi, pal.
hello there. Okay, first things first. So you've got, obviously, one of the last scenes of Balin is the fucking Mount Rushmore of the Force, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got the father, daughter's head's off because she's now Ahsoka.
Got a
what happened in
little
Rebels,
teary-eyed seeing that scene too.
right? Yeah, and that's what I said earlier on, Chris. I said this earlier on. I was like, how do we get from here to what happened in the sequels? And this is what I think, why and how. So I think, obviously, Balin is seeking out Abeloth, right? But you've got Ahsoka and Sabine. Anakin's obviously fucking there as well. Obviously, he's with Ahsoka in terms of as a Force ghost. I think there's a lot more on that planet to be discovered. I think they somehow get back when we come back into Mandoverse sometime around, whether it's season 4, Ahsoka season 2, or whether it's Heir to the Empire, which we know that's the movie we're getting. We're going to be getting Heir to the Empire.
Hopefully, yeah.
It's the only fucking thing that makes sense right now. It's going to be, because Thrawn's back, so it has to really be, or at least a version of Heir to the Empire. I think Ahsoka and Ezra and possibly Sabine may end up going back to so they're going to be out of galaxy doing something else by the time 7, 8, and 9 come up, right?
It's possible.
Here's where it might get interesting. The Rey movie, which is supposed to be a standalone movie,
Yeah.
apparently they're now thinking about making that a trilogy.
Oh no.
I'm bringing him for that because she's forming a new Jedi Order. Yeah, that could work. Yeah, that could work.
Bring them, because there isn't a lot of time. There's only 30 years,
Have a cake cane.
right, between, 6
Can I
and
have
7?
one too?
Yeah.
Did
And
you hear
there's
that?
10 years
Sorry.
between 9 and the next one that Ray's doing.
It was 15 years, they've said, isn't it? Is it 15 years between
I
Rise
thought
of
it was 10.
Skywalker and... Right.
Well, it's between 10 and 15, right?
Yeah.
Can you help me open it?
So, this is a channel I've been loving, by the way. Seriously, Star Wars, keep up the great
Yeah.
work. I've been loving watching bits and pieces when I can.
Yeah.
That's how I met this guy.
I have so much to watch on that channel, but yeah, it's on a list. I just haven't had time.
Yeah, that's where you
Yeah.
met me, but that's where I got embarrassed. Let's tell it how it is.
Hey,
Do
you
know
were
what I
doing
mean?
good until the Double or Nothing.
My word, I've never been... the flack I got for that as well. I came back out, and all the lads are like, "Shabby man, you've let the side down." I was like, "What could I do? He knew everything. What could I do?" What size shoes Ray got? Size 9. I'm like, "What the?"
So I'm personally, I think there's about 30 to 40 years there between the events of, let's say 25 to 35 years between the events of Ahsoka / Mandoverse to the new Rey film, right? That's fine for Ahsoka to still be alive, and okay, she'll be old. Sabine will be the same. Ezra will be the same, probably in their 50s, 60s, perhaps, maybe. I don't know. But then again, time might not be relevant because time could be down, like the interstellar fucking rule, you know, like 7 seconds on this in this galaxy is 2 years in this galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Because that is a fucking fact that you know that happens apparently. So whatever. I think it's entirely plausible that could explain where they were, why they're not in the sequels, and the whole new Jedi Order. There could be something there.
I agree.
There could be something there. If they turn it into a trilogy, they better have a fucking plan.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's too much for a standalone movie.
If you're looking at all this story wise, you're gonna have to make more than one, you know, because you're gonna have to do her story too, where she's been, what she's been doing for, you know, and adding all that on. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see what it's like. I can't really blame the Rey character for the sequels. If they would have written her better, I think she would have been awesome, you know. So, but we'll see. But anyway, lads, I'm gonna have to go. I've been here 2 hours. I've had an absolute blast. Thank you all. So it's been great to meet every one of you. Brilliant.
Thanks for coming on, Shabby. It was great seeing you.
Great to meet you, Shabby.
Lovely to meet everybody, and no doubt I'll see you all again. Definitely. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Take it easy, bro. And then there were 4.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Jama. And right at the end, the cup moves. I'm telling you, dude, the fucking cup fucking flinched.
It did.
It did flinch. Because
What
you
cup
heard
are
the
you
force.
talking about?
When Sabine's trying to fucking move the cup on Ahsoka's ship,
Oh yeah, I got you now.
it
I was
flinched.
I kind of got pulled out. I mean, I was so stoked with Anakin. Like the first 2 episodes, I was like, "This is gonna be good." Third episode was like, I may have thought too soon on that one. And then like Anakin thing, I was back on board, full force, pun intended. And then I don't know, man. Thrawn was boring, and I don't know. Night Sisters are cool to an extent, but I think they're going to be a little bit too. Filoni's going to put them in there, try and get them too much. Like it's just going to overload them, and it's going to make it. I don't know. It's just going to make it lame for me.
I think it's a case of, like, right now with Filoni, I think it's a case of, as he's planning the rest of this, it has to, because there's so many players on the board. You know, and by the way, fucking hot take by Chris.
Yep.
Which
I agree with. I agree.
Because there's so many players on the board, it really is a case of everything in moderation.
Oh yeah.
Like, you can't do too much with the Night Sisters. He can't do too much with that. He has to play it just right.
I would hope so, but you know, with the whole, you know, Ray Stevenson being gone,
yeah,
you know, what filler are you going to use? Like, you know.
I think
in a recent interview, he said, Filoni has said that Hera is like Thrawn's arch, you know, enemy, and or like his equal or whatever, and like that's going to be who's. I don't see that being entertaining, but that's just me.
It depends on how they put it across.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want them to surprise
you
me.
know.
I just have no faith in it.
It depends on how they put it across. I mean, there's a lot of possibility leaving off from the end of Mando season 3 and the end of Ahsoka.
Yeah,
we keep on getting these rumors that season 4 isn't going to be season 4 anymore. It's going to be a movie, which I don't believe.
Yeah,
because Filoni's movie will be the one that wraps up the Mandoverse, and we all know Ahsoka is technically part of that kind of Mandoverse. So that would make sense to be an Heir of the Empire-esque kind of thing, and have Luke and have Ahsoka, and you've got fucking Sabine and Ezra and all that kind of crew, and then you've got fucking Thrawn.
Would that be some shit?
The Shadow Council, all that kind of shit.
Like with the exception of Ezra, because he came back, but like Thrawn came back, and then you got Luke and all these other pieces involved, and it was like a lot closer to the actual novelization of the Heir to the Empire.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's why Ahsoka wasn't there.
Hot take, I hate that novel.
I know you do. You suck.
Sorry. Have I got it?
I do.
I've got the 3 Thrawn books.
Mm-hmm.
I will say
I'm a terrible reader. I haven't read them yet.
That
I read the trilogy. I did not particularly care for it because they made Luke kind of stupid and forgot how to use the Force. And he's like, oh, I can stab someone with a lightsaber? I didn't think of that.
Well, they had those bog creatures that drain the Force.
Yeah, the
Yeltsil
Army or some shit that they're like space salamanders that they have a void.
Yeah, they're like
they create a Force void around them, so you can't use the Force.
Yeah.
And then clones are insane and they can't pronounce use correctly and they drag it out. It's like,
they had the clone of the Jedi that actually got the Force powers he went insane.
Yeah.
But with power, I mean.
He was insane, which, okay, that's fine. He
Mr.
got
Sibioth.
locked away for a while, I get it.
Yeah.
But clones can't pronounce use correctly and they drag it out. That was kind of dumb. But that's just me, and I get that I'm in a very, very small minority that does not like that trilogy, and I get it. So hate me all you want, but it's my opinion.
See, in terms of going forward with, because it's difficult because it's all the same timeline, right? If we watch from Mando season 1 in release order, it's all after each other, right? So Mando season 1, Mando season 2. Boba Fett, Mando season 3, Ahsoka. It's all not just in chronological, it's in timeline order.
Yeah.
So maybe we won't get an Ahsoka season 2. Maybe we'll just we'll have to get the continuation from the end of Ahsoka in terms of Thrawn in Mando season 4, because we know he was mentioned by the Shadow Council.
Yeah.
So if it's a continuation of time and timeline directly after the events of Ahsoka, unless it's simultaneously alongside Ahsoka,
right?
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So if Mando season 4 takes place at the same time as Ahsoka, and then Ahsoka season 2, if there is one, that's when Thrawn comes back into the galaxy, or they might just go straight into the movie and do it that way.
I hope we get another Mando season and Ahsoka season before then, though.
I think we need it. I think there's too much that has to happen before the movie.
How long?
Or they want to make that a trilogy of movies. I'd be happy with that.
What are you saying, Jim?
How long? What?
How long did it take them to get to that galaxy, or did they say?
It's never really said.
Never.
No.
Because I mean, it might take him a while to get back to there.
Well, he's already back. They're on
They're already back.
Yeah, they're what's the Knights of Dathomir. They're on Dathomir.
So remember in that piece of shit that was Mando season 3, there's a part where they're in hyperspace and Grogu looks over and he sees the whales.
You see Virgo, yeah.
That could have been like Ahsoka going to the other. Yeah, going.
That would make sense why that one X-Wing pilot was like, "Hey, Mando, you wanna? We got some stuff you can do."
That could be the reason. So season 3 could run along. Saki boy, Happy New Year, bro. Hope you're keeping well, dude. That could be the reason as to either because I think we said at the time they were dropping things to introduce stuff for the Ahsoka, but it could be a case of that was them heading
Yeah, that would make me feel better about a few things. One, that this the same time frame, so Thrawn could be back, and it would be like the end of the Mando season 3, and like he's sitting there chilling out, being Mando dad, and all boom, oh shit, breaks loose.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute, gents.
Okay.
Carry on.
2, I was wondering why we didn't see Zeb when we saw him in The Mandalorian, and we didn't see him in Ahsoka.
Yes.
We saw everybody else.
Yes.
That would explain that.
That would make sense.
And if the N1 starfighter, the modified N1, is going fast enough through hyperspace to where it kind of sees the Purgle kind of going along almost as, like, it's going almost as fast as the Purgles.
Damn.
Maybe they use maybe they use that motherfucker to go get Ahsoka.
That's, potentially.
Get in the N1 and they punch
either
it.
that or the Purgle weren't going at their full potential speed. One of the two.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because if you're in hyperspace and you hit that button, do you go into like ultra hyperspace?
Oh, I never even thought about that, Brian.
Poke your nose. I just thought about that. Like, holy shit.
You've just totally brain fucked me, you motherfucker.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And I didn't even charge.
Yeah, no, it was great. That was a fantastic experience. You're fucking right.
I was sitting
how would that work?
I'm gonna say it was accident. Yeah, ludicrous speed. Like, seriously, Star Wars says here.
Yeah.
They accidentally crossed paths with Spaceballs. Like, holy shit, ludicrous speed. That's too fast. I don't know.
You could be right. And it would make complete sense in terms of everything that was said regarding Thrawn in season 3. Because they said in season 3 the rumors about Thrawn returning or having returned. I can't remember. I need to go back and watch it. But if it did take place simultaneously with Ahsoka, and he's already back on Dathomir, that would make fucking sense.
Because at the beginning of the fucking season, was that episode 1 where he goes back to Navarro and they talk about how the chick was busted out of her transport back like to prison or to the New Republic, whatever. What is her name? Elsbeth? Yeah, Elsbeth. Yeah, that's it. Morgan Elsbeth.
Morgan Elsbeth.
Yeah.
Shit, you're right.
So she was busted out right then. Then they see the Purgles, and then like the next episode. So it's the same time.
They were talking about her, and they were talking about Moff Gideon.
Yep. Correct.
Shit.
The fucking code just now, and that was
right.
Moff Gideon was 2 things. One, he had an agenda, and they wanted to go to somewhat of fruition. 2, they wanted a distraction, and that's part reason why they didn't send the fleet with Hera to go chase down Thrawn.
That would make fucking sense.
It would. I doubt they do it, but it would make sense.
Well, everything. No, it does. It makes complete sense because So season 3 essentially took place, or at least some of it took place parallel to Ahsoka. Then that would make sense then for Mando season 4, with Gideon, we think, being out of the picture now. Yeah. And then the main villain can come in, really. It could be the start of Thrawn and his bullshit with the galaxy.
Like, did Moff Gideon and Thrawn, who has the more authority? Would it be Thrawn?
I would say Thrawn, yeah. I would say Thrawn.
Moff Gideon wasn't a Grand Moff. He was just Moff.
I wonder if he might go after Grogu. Maybe he was the one that started, Moff Gideon on that. And,
I mean, good.
Because, we have to bring Mando in. So, Thrawn's like, gotcha. Now I can do my experiments like we started. And I have the Night Sisters and, all this other stuff he can imbue. Yeah, that's my crazy thinking.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, and then just going off of what Chris just asked as well.
Yeah.
Like, if that is the case, then we may not even end up with Ahsoka season 2, because a lot of that stuff may end up getting resolved in Mando season 4.
I honestly now, because I mean I do not like season 3 of Mando. There were good parts, but in all, I didn't like it. But now it would make more sense, because it felt like, to quote Bilbo Baggins, it felt like butter being scraped over too much bread.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, what are you doing here, guy? It just, and then it ended. Like, what the hell's, like, what was this about? Why were
the
we
important thing?
Hey, like,
Oh shit, man! He just checked himself out.
yeah.
The important. What Druff? What's going on, dude? The important thing to remember, though, is with the likes of, The Mandalorian as a series. Welcome back, bro.
Thank you. Don't know what happened there, but
He didn't shut
the
down the
important
streams,
thing.
bro.
The important thing to remember, right? With the Mandalorian as a series, and then obviously Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka, they're all part of the same cumulative project, right? So these parts are all necessary to the puzzle to make the entire picture. So a lot of shit might not make sense. And I guarantee you, and there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, fuck season 3. Season 3 was all right. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was fucking amazing. But what we got in season 3 with the likes of, Bo-Katan and the Night Owls and the Mythosaur and things like that, again, sprinkling a bit of Thrawn in there, the Shadow Council, introducing stuff. It seemed like not a filler season to me, but it was one of those seasons where pieces had to be placed to make sense further down the line.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm kind of saying that I like parts of it.
Yeah,
it was. It wasn't filler, but it was setting things up for what's to come.
Yeah,
it was a set up series. It was a season to set shit up, So like, but then you end up you leave off season 2 with Luke Skywalker. It's always going to be a tough act to follow,
right?
I still don't think they should have had Grogu go back with Mando, so fucking fast.
Really at all?
Because
maybe go and rescue him, and then be like, "Yeah, you gotta go."
Well, it's like here's the thing, right? It's like at the end of season 2, he goes away with Luke. If you haven't watched Book of Boba, you watch season 3, you're like, what the fuck happened? Yeah. So it's one of those ones where they're putting the pieces into play. I completely trust in Filoni and his creative process and in direction. I mean, he really he was George Lucas's apprentice. Like he gets it. He understands there has to be a certain tone and structure. But he also understands that change is a good thing too.
See, I'm on the other side of that coin. Like, I don't feel like I can trust Filoni's decision by himself.
Really?
If Favreau's there to kind of help, and you're like, hey, yeah, that's great, Filoni, but not everybody watches the cartoons. Can we stick to the actual lore here? That's Filoni by himself. Was Ahsoka, where it was like Rebel season 4 or whatever 5, whatever it was supposed to be, and which isn't bad, but at the same time, I think that's why it didn't get as much attention, because people started to watch it and they're like, who the fuck are these people? And like, why am I supposed to just know? And they tuned out, because if you didn't watch Rebels, you had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
And this is part of the problem that Marvel had as well. Because Marvel done a lot of this with their shows, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tying into various parts of different projects and movies.
Yeah.
And so Marvel had the same problem. You're really relying on the fans consuming everything for it to be enjoyable and to make sense. The amount of people that I knew that did not watch Book of Boba, and then were like, how the fuck is that? I'm like, you need to watch Book of Boba, So are we going to get a skeleton crew after show?
Yeah. That would be a good question there, bud.
Yeah.
The answer to that right now is I honestly don't know. That depends on when it's going to be fucking released. And the situation with a certain, soon to be here Padawan.
Very important.
What I'll say is I certainly hope so. Like,
oh, probably, yeah.
This room was like
Yeah, we can hear her.
the room that I'd done everything in for the last kind of year,
You still hear me?
which wasn't
Yes.
very much because of other things. But now I have to my space in this room is now being condensed massively to the point where this corner here is mine and the rest of the room is a fucking nursery. Because I have nowhere else to put my computer. I have nowhere else. Like, I can't put it in the bedroom. I can't put it in Jackson's room. I can't put it in the fucking living room. The hallway is nowhere near big enough to put stuff into. So it's like, this is the only real fucking option until we get a new place. God knows when that will be.
Yeah.
So the answer, Chris, is I certainly hope so. But right now, I can't guarantee anything, bro. Like, it is what Plus, people may not take so kindly to me in several months' time. I want to stay there for a few weeks and help with the Padawan. So, dude, you can come over whenever the fuck you want. I'll kick Louise out that bed and we can spoon, bro. The whole basically the whole dynamic with me is going to change very, very quickly in a short period of time. So, obviously, the Absolute Sabres channel has been my baby, my project, and done. Fuck yeah. And I've enjoyed the companies that I've worked with, and I appreciate the opportunities that I've been given by the companies that I've worked with, and I love the people that I've met. It's no secret that there has been some fallout with certain people over the last 8, 9, 10 months because of Louise starting Kyber Armory. But the truth is, in the next 2 to 3 months, I'm pretty much going to be running that company because Louise is going to have a baby. So
Yeah. And then
do
it's conflict. So
I mean, it's a massive conflict. I still support the businesses that I have worked with for like the best part of 3-4 years.
yeah.
I still love and appreciate the friends that I've made that may also run Sabre businesses and whatnot. Like, it's not like I'm going, fuck you. It's just purely circumstances. Like when Louise started that, a lot of people fell out with me because of it, which was bullshit. But I had no option but to stand by her because, she was my partner and now she's going to be the mother to my second child. So really and truly I have no option but to stand by her. And as things evolve and as time goes on and you kind of realise what's really important in life, and as much as Absolute Sabres is still really important to me and I will continue to do it, you're probably going to see my face popping up on content for Kyber Armory at some point as well, and having a Kyber Armory branded polo shirt and doing stuff like that, because she's done incredibly well, since, was it May? I think it was May. She shut the store down 2 weeks before Christmas, I think it was, to focus on, because she's been suffering quite bad with the pregnancy. It's been hell for her, to be honest. Like, her hips are all fucked up and shit. She can barely walk. It's a fucking sin. So she shut that down about 3-4 weeks ago now. And we've spoken about it a lot. So I will still be doing the channel. I might have to change the direction the channel goes in. I might have to really change the whole style of content that I'm used to producing. but the channel will still be there, and I'll still be doing stuff, and I'll hopefully still be doing after shows and other bits and pieces as well, you know. But that's kind of really the way at the moment it's looking, you know, and that's kind of the first time I've told anyone that, because there was a discussion about shutting the whole thing down, and I was like, no, you've worked too hard on this. Like, I'm not going to let you just let that go by the fucking wayside. You've built up a decent customer base for a company that's been, you know, around for less than a fucking year and hasn't really had lots of exposure, you know. I think she sent out two kind of like, you know, marketing samples. So she hasn't even gone full balls to the wall with it yet and sending stuff out to like the, you know, the big channels. But she's done incredibly fucking well. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to let you waste all that effort and time that you've put into it, and fuck it, you know.
Right.
Fuck it. So it is what it is, but more for her. And you know what? Whether I continue to, you know, be involved in the project after she comes back to it, I don't know. No, it could be a case of it goes incredibly fucking well and she says, right, just, you know, do you want to do this full time with me? It might go horribly, and I'm like, here you go, take it back. Like,
Never know.
So, but I have to support her, you know, especially after what she's done for me, not just over the last several years of a relationship. She's gone through hell with this pregnancy, you know, and I'm going to have a son out of this, another son. So, like, it's the least I can do for her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cat's out the fucking bag. Really and truly. So, yeah. But then again, a lot of that all depends on space to be able to do things, because there is no space in this house.
Right.
It's a fucking hobbit hole. But no, I certainly hope there's going to be Skeleton Crew, you know, after shows and stuff like Acolyte. Oh, fucking Acolyte. Oh,
Yeah.
cannot wait for Acolyte. Yeah, I don't see the reason as to why not, but the channel will most likely change a lot over the next 12 months, you know. The companies that I'd been working with, obviously after Kyber Armory had opened, Art Sabers, Vader Sabers, and a couple more that I had some stuff in the pipeline with until I went MIA. They've been fabulous. They've just been great, you know. Like, the whole Kyber Armory thing caused a lot of shit between me and a few companies that I've worked with.
Yeah,
Unnecessary.
you were having things for a custom saber with one of them too, weren't you?
I was in discussions to do something with a company, yeah. I was in discussions to do some stuff with a lot of companies, to be honest, and then, you know, people fell out with me, in my opinion, unnecessarily, but people have their reasons. Sometimes people look for a reason, quite frankly. And if you look for a reason, you'll always find one. But, you know, after Louise opened up, you know, her shop and done what she was doing with Kyber Armory, a lot of people did fall out with me. And I'm like, cool, well, if that's the way that you feel, that's the way you feel, fuck off. You know, there's no skin off my fucking nose, you know. You know, and it's a case of, you know, like I said, Art Sabers have been fucking amazing. Vader Sabers have been fucking awesome. I still have several Sabers of theirs that I have to review, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Just the way that everything's happened and the way that everything's gone down the past kind of, you know, 4 months, it's been impossible to get anything done, you know. But they've been fantastic. I can't fault them. Whether they want to continue to work in a partnership with me, it's up to them. The way I see it is, well, yeah, I might be running a company, whether it's temporarily or whatever, but, you know, I still have 5,000 subscribers and you're still getting your name out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way, personally, that's the way I see it. But I wouldn't fall out with anyone. Like, if Russell from Vader Sabers said, yeah, we can't do this anymore, I'm like, cool. I hope we're still friends. I'm not going to fall out with you, I understand. You know? I just kind of hope they understand the position that I'm in, you know? And that's really it. So, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see.
Well, I'm on this thing today apparently where I'm like multiple things. First thing, son of a bitch, I didn't know that Louise was the one who started that company. I
Yeah.
knew it was somebody that we knew, Saber community wise, and I knew that people were pushing it, and I'm like, okay. So I think I shared like once or twice, but I was like, I really don't know this person, so I don't want to.
I remember she told me, she was like, I think she's like, I think the MOJO Boys have shared stuff. I'm like, ah, sweet. I'm like,
If I would have known, I would have shared a hell of a lot more. I mean, now that I know.
Oh, dude, it came out of complete fucking left field. Like, I've told this story a million times because, like, people have asked. Because, like, you know, for anyone who knows me and knows or has gotten to know Louise, like, she was never kind of really interested in Star Wars when I met her, like, years ago. And then when I started doing this kind of stuff, the interest slowly kind of came, like, you know, like the intrigue and the being a little bit nosy, you know?
Yeah.
And then after spending the best part of 4 years around Trophy and CFX and Golden Harvest and Xeno and this and that, like, and especially because of how much I talk about it, and the fact that she would watch every live stream that I'm on and listen to every conversation that we're having, it doesn't take a genius to work out that people learn things quite quickly, you know? And when I said to her about Celebration coming to London, this was back, May of 21? No, May of 22. May of 22, and the tickets came in July, I think, and she was like, oh, can I come? I'm like, coming in? She was like, oh, yeah. She was basically using that trip as a gauge of to see like who at the convention was using like custom sabers and who was using Black Series.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can go to a convention like it's a regular convention, right? But you can't really fucking gauge it. Okay?
Right.
And
only bros.
She does. She completely respects mine and Chris's relationship, our brohood. And it's never been an issue, bro. It's never been an issue, bro. Never been an issue, man. So, but the thing was at the time, it was completely kind of unbeknown to me that she'd been doing like all this research in her spare time and in the background because she worked at home at the time. And not long after we got back from London, she was like, "Hey, I need to talk to you about something." I'm like, my reaction was, "You're not pregnant, are you?"
No, not yet.
No, that came like 3 weeks later.
Just
yeah,
like.
right.
Yeah.
And she basically just dropped. I don't know if it's in one of these drawers. It's somewhere. It was like a dossier, like this thick. And I'm like, "What the fuck's that?" She's like, "Read it." And I'm going through this fucking A4 notepad, and it's like every saber company, what they stock, what their price ranges are, their best sellers, their least popular fucking models. And I'm talking every company from fucking Saber Trio to fucking Vader Sabers to fucking everything. And I'm like, fucking the blood pressure was rising. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck are you doing? Like, what the fuck?
Am I in
It's
trouble?
like, yeah, right. It's like, shit, has she worked out how much I've spent in 4 years? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Damn it. Oh, man.
And then she hit me with it. She hit me with it, and my first reaction was like, whoa. Like, you have no idea what this community is like. Like, you need to be really careful in kind of what you're doing here and make sure you know exactly what you're fucking doing. And she'd already spoken to LGT, it was, before it changed to Nexus, and to TXQ at the time. And she decided to go TXQ, and I'm like, I've heard some shady shit about their stuff. Like, you be fucking careful. And then just around the same time, I had companies sending me a couple of TXQ things. So I'm like really looking at this stuff, going, right, okay, they've upped the game a little bit, or quite a bit actually. And I said, right, if you're doing it, I can't be involved, and I can't do this, and I can't. Don't ask me to do this. Don't ask me to do that. And she was like, no, I would never do that. Blah blah blah. And like, naturally, I had to make some phone calls, like fucking straight away. And people fell out with me straight away, and I'm like, well, fuck all to do with me. I'm letting you know out of fucking respect, and that's it. Fuck all to do with me.
Yeah.
If that's the way you want to react, sorry, dude.
Yeah, I remember when you first found out about that. I think it was you, Jesse, Elvis, and I in backstage after Mandalorian after show.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fucking shock. The last person on fucking air. But the funny thing is, like, and you know this, Matt, like I considered doing something for like a year.
Yeah.
And when Jesse was still here before he flew home, we went out for dinner. The last night he was here, because he'd done stuff with someone else before. Pardon me. And I asked his opinion. I was like, what do you think? And he's like, oh, dude, do it. I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, fuck it, do it. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't know, because I'm thinking about the companies that I work with through, Absolute Sabres and shit like that. And then like 2 days later, Louise is like, boom, take this. And I'm like, oh fuck. Like I think that potentially caused a lot of the fucking mental stress I was under for like majority of the summertime. I had a really good conversation though when I was out in Florida with like Sebastian and Elvis and Jesse and Jeremy and people like that. And Sebastian was like, dude, get in on it. You have got a captive audience, do it. And I'm like, yeah, but I've built that audience on the back of like, other companies, generosity. And he's like, well, if Padawan give you something to review, then the next week you review something for fucking Vader Sabres, how is that any different? And I'm like, that's exactly. A fucking fair point. I'd never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
I'd never thought about it that way.
Always done reviews for different companies, so why does it matter if someone is
I wanted to build it. At the time, it was just LGT producing decent stuff because TXQ's stuff was, quite frankly, shit at the time. I'm talking 3 years ago. And there's all this misinformation and all these fucking pop-up shops appearing. We all remember it during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
All these shady fucking places
still
selling stuff.
Right? I still see them pop up all the time.
It's calmed down a lot now, but it's nowhere near as bad, but it still does happen. So I just wanted to create like a network, whether it's UK and Europe and then North America, of these reputable LGT resellers, because I wanted to help people out, And that's why I've always kind of worked with kind of like 3, 4, 5 companies, like trustworthy companies. And that's what he was like. That's what he said. He was like, how is it any different? I'm like, it's not, you motherfucker. I never thought about it that way before, but it's still the principle, So that's how it all came about. And it was as much of a fucking shock to me as it was to a lot of people, And then it's funny because when people started realizing it was Louise, I was getting DMs like, you motherfucker, you never told me. And I'm like, I said shit, I said nothing, dude. I didn't tell I told like 2 people and that was it. That was it. Because I was like, I'm not going to promote this. I can't have any. I mean, I was that strict with it. I was like, I'm not going to promote this. I'm not going to share this. I'm not going to do fucking shit. To the point where I'm not even going to talk about it to like people that I know.
Like I knew, and when I did my video of my favorite lightsaber companies, I didn't even fucking say who it was.
Yeah.
I just said I know who owns it, and that's all I said.
Yeah.
I met this motherfucker in person, and you
that's how it all came about. Contrary to some other beliefs that some other people have, that's how it all came about. So, and she's done far too much fucking work over the last 9-10 months to have that go by the wayside. So when she said I'm thinking, I'm like, no, I can't, can't allow you to do that. Cannot allow you to do that. Because you've done really well, like from day one, that business has paid for itself.
Well, that's good.
And eventually, I am gonna get something from there. Hopefully,
Well,
you
I'm
won't-
thinking about it now.
Well, I mean, you won't until she fucking reopens.
Oh yeah, but now that I'm getting this new job and I'm gonna make twice what I'm fucking making now, I'm actually
Dude,
gonna be
your
able
new
to-
job. Fuck yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that, man.
Yeah, that doesn't start
Nice.
until March, but yeah, I'm gonna be making 50, 60K a year. So
Good times.
yeah, so I'm gonna
You
have,
fucking
I'm gonna
deserve
have
it, man. You
I'm gonna
deserve
have a
it.
little bit of extra spending money.
You've been doing that other job for a while now, and I know it wasn't the best fucking paid, but you've stuck at it. You know, like, so I'm glad you got this other job. Plus, you get to play with guns.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
The good stuff.
yeah. Oh, and on the 15th, I got 2 weeks of training, and in 1 week of that is gonna be shooting.
Nice.
2,000
Nice.
rounds during that week. I've never shot that much in my entire life, and I'm so fucking
Nice.
excited.
Hell
I
yeah.
would be too if it was me. Fuck yeah. So yeah, whenever she reopens or whenever she tells me to reopen or whatever happens
I
there,
can't fucking do it.
yeah, that's basically what's going to be happening, and I'm ready for the shit it's going to bring. I just can't be fucked anymore because there's that many nasty people in this community, and we all know it.
Oh my
They'll
god.
they'll say anything to try. But the funny thing is, it's like, you know, the people that spew shit. It's like who you try to convince. You're spewing the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Like, who are you trying to convince? Yourself or someone else? You know. So I'm ready for it. I don't give a fuck. I'm fucking ready for it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fucking ready for it. That's it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Do it.
So, but yeah, that's who it is. That's who it is.
Good.
I'm proud
That's
as
who it
hell
has
of her.
been.
Yeah, man.
She's done fucking great, man.
Kicking
Like,
ass, dude.
Oh, you have no idea.
I've seen it quite a bit. Like I've seen lots of stuff on it, and it's not just, you know, because I follow her, I follow
Yeah.
the page, but it's not just that, you know, Kyber Sabers that's doing it. It's a lot of people. So I mean, there's a lot of support there too.
Well, that's the funny thing is you've got obviously you've got Kyber Armory, then you get Kyber Sabers, right? It's fucking hilarious because she started doing these like double packs of sabers, and you save I think you save a little bit of money. You save like maybe about $100 to $150, which is a good chunk of change, you know. So if you want to buy, I think I'm trying to remember off the top of my head here, like the Kanan and the Ezra, like the sabers that would go together, right?
Yeah.
Like Master and Apprentice kind of stuff. And then the next week, Kyber Saber started doing the same thing, and I'm like, motherfuckers, like, holy shit. But that's business, right? Like, one starts doing one thing, they all start fucking doing it, you know? Because she was getting quite upset. I'm like, it's business. It happens. You have to come with a great idea. You put the idea public, someone else is going to do it as well. You just have to ride the pony.
Yeah.
Oh, it happens
know?
all the time. Yeah, like
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
I have, you know, lightsaber company friends. Obviously, we all do. But yeah, like Kevin and Jeremy, Stupid Kyber,
Yeah.
and the Saber Merchant. Yeah,
Who was gonna try and pop on today, but
which one?
Jeremy.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been busy,
Yeah.
so busy, and
Yeah. He's like, how long are you guys gonna be on? I'm like, I don't know until people get tired of me.
it's 9:20. I wouldn't be surprised if he was passed out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I wanted to talk to him because after I do this 2 weeks of training, I'm gonna have a little bit extra money, and I was gonna send him the field repair.
oh yeah,
I still haven't managed to buy anything from him yet.
dude, that's the guy.
And,
Dude.
like, oh, man.
Did you
I
see
have-
this? You watch my videos?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I have
I've been
four of his
I've
sabers
been
now.
watching everything like slowly. I mean, a lot of my YouTube consumption is now when I'm sat on the pan. So, like,
Everybody watches Jim, like the videos that Jim puts up. They don't watch mine. They're like, "Ooh,
No,
I like
no,
him. He's pretty."
I watch a bit of everything, man. It's like if I'm sat on the
flowy hair.
toilet. No, you know, like as men, we do this thing where we go to the bathroom for like 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Yeah.
only really need like 10.
I'm
Right.
watching shit.
That's what I'm doing. I'm taking a shit and I'm watching shit, right?
Yeah, man, I got stuff to do.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm gonna be
So-
sending him this to get installed.
nice.
That's nice, man. I
Yeah.
love the copper kind of pipe work kind of coming.
Yeah.
It looks very kind of like old Republic-y,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
you know? Like,
not good for spinning because
No.
of
No,
the pipe
shelf
right
clean,
here.
but still.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have him do
It's
whatever
spinning
he
like
wants
a
with that.
gun.
Like, I'm just gonna tell him I want Profi. Do whatever you want, and these are the fonts that I want on it.
I had someone DM me a couple of days ago with a pretty simple Profi question, and like I've not really been paying attention to my DMs. So if anyone has like DM me, I apologize for not responding. But it came through, and what was I doing? I was in the kitchen.
Oh,
I think.
hello, Cole.
And I opened it up, right? And, hey, Cole, how you doing? Happy New Year, son.
Yes.
And it was a really simple Profi question. I was like, I should know the answer to this, but I can't fucking remember how to do that. And it was such a simple question as well. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then I went to...
Thanks, Cole.
I went to go and program something like last week, because it's like the first time I've picked a saber up in forever, and I had a total fucking brain shit. I was like, how do I do this again? Like, I had to go and watch my own tutorial to teach myself to fucking...
That's fucking amazing. That's what I do every time I go to. I'm like, fuck. I gotta go back and watch this damn video, your video, and
fuck. Can I just say as well, without Cole, like that trip to Florida made my entire. I've had a shit year, right? It made my entire fucking year, and it wouldn't have happened without Cole. So Cole, dude, you know I love you. I gave you so many hugs in Florida. I could give you 1,000 hugs 1,000,000 times over. Thank you for having me, and I hope to see you again really soon, my friend. Because it was a very enjoyable 4 or 5 days. Did you guys watch the video Benji done?
Yeah. I'm glad you like it. I do not.
Oh, fucking hell.
Like the real world.
Jesus Christ.
The funniest thing is, normally I can understand Ryan perfectly, but when he was doing his part of the video, I'm like, the fuck did he say?
Oh, that was the best thing ever, right? That was just, it was fucking amazing. It was so good. Honest to God, right? And the whole thing with me and Jeremy with the pizza was an actual conversation on the first night. We all went to Waffle House, and Jeremy was just like, you know the way Jeremy is, Solo Sabers, he's got that kind of dry humour about him, you know? Mm-hmm. And he was like, you have pizza in Scotland? And I'm like, yeah, of course we do. Like,
you've seen him eat it on stream before.
And then to work it in, for Benji to work it into that, it was fucking amazing. But the whole thing was just fucking great. Like, you know, it was fun to watch it being made. You know,
who's ready to fucking party?
Oh, it was just straight up method acting the whole fucking time. It was great. And then Elvis coming in, like, oh fucking hell, you know, Cole. You know, he's like, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here for sinners. You know, it was like, oh, the fucking best line ever. You know, like, oh,
he's got the
so
drink
good.
in his hand.
Oh, it was so good. Like, yeah, when that went live, I literally sent it to like all of my friends, and I was like, this will make no sense to you, but I promise you will laugh your fucking ass off. And I've got friends that don't even like Star Wars, and like, you are a bunch of crazy motherfuckers. What the fuck?
Right.
You know, it was so much fucking fun. Just so fucking blessed, you know. And it was really weird because I was sat by the pool one night having a conversation with Sebastian from Starlight Sabers. And it was pretty, you know, you get those moments in life where everything's like really fucking surreal. Right? You just kind of, you're in a moment, but you're like, you just take a step back for a minute, you're like, whoa. And we're just sitting talking, and I'm like, dude, this is nuts. Like 4 months ago, we're sat in London, you know, like eating shit and drinking and whatever, and I said, never sat by a pool and fucking kissing me. Like, what the fuck? You know? And in the 3 years preceding that, it was all this.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah. Like, in Sebastian, the way Sebastian's like, oh yeah, dude, it's fucking cool. Like, yeah, it was a fucking
Tony.
sup, Tony, dude. Congrats on, I believe, 5K. I believe.
Hey Tony, you want to hop
believe-
on? I'll send you the link.
Fucking huge congrats, bro. Well deserved.
Yeah, dude, 5K is awesome.
Yeah, man.
And
But
I love
I
his
just made
videos.
165.
Nice.
I love his videos of going to the, what is it? I want to say it's Peebles, but it's not Peebles. It's some store.
Ross.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
finding all the crap. Like I have two black figure things from Ollie's. I think my wife picked them up for me. That I'm gonna open. Yep, and I'm gonna play with them.
Oh,
I'm not gonna play with
controversial.
them. Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, I'm gonna start doing figure reviews this year, and I'm gonna be doing Black Series, so I gotta fucking open them.
I don't know what this is. If it's Black Series or what, but this was sent. This was given to me by my coworker. It's like metal. What was he saying? Next year.
Next year's
Damn
gonna
right,
rent
man.
a small country.
Island.
That house
I
was
was
like
gonna say island, but then I was thinking of the recent news about islands. That's probably not that kind of island.
the first night in that
this
house.
big
I legit
fucking
got
thing.
lost twice, dude.
Yeah, I've had this since October, and I've been like, I gotta make a video on it. I'm gonna make a video on it. Fuck, it's still in the box.
Seeing like you guys do the Lego stuff too sometimes, like other people doing that, I'm like, I want to do it, but I feel like I'd get so frustrated and then be like,
I build Legos. I do not record myself building Legos.
Tony's like, the end one is amazing. Open it.
I'm gonna start filming tomorrow. Oh, I got my shit all set up for this. I'll just leave it here until the morning.
Bring that close. Is that Anakin Starfighter? Oh, it fucking is.
What you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna build this bitch on camera. I'm not gonna live stream it though.
Show it
so
again.
no live
Oh,
stream.
there you go.
Damn it, where am I going? There we go. Choking hazard. That's what she said.
You beat me to it.
I got the ghost that I need to build. It's still in the box, but
Yeah.
I don't have room for stuff, so
Oh man.
it's just waiting. Like I have Gundam models I need to build too, and I don't have room, and they're just chilling in the box.
I'm so jealous of y'all, like talking about stuff that you've bought over the last several months. I've been buying
Sorry.
cribs and bottles and strollers and car seats and diapers and in fact
do not.
Chris and the Nerd Dad and his good lady Liz, they sent us over very, very kindly a shit ton of first size diapers and wipes and a lovely I think was it a Grogu? I think it was a Grogu little kind of like first size outfit.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
So yeah, if you're still here, bro, thanks. I've said thanks already, but thanks again. So like, we've been doing all that kind of shit, and I got one. I fucking got
awesome.
one.
Where's mine?
Dude,
I
that's
got one of
weird.
those, man. Like it was like
Really?
£35 or something.
Yeah. It was. I think we were looking at them and they were like $60, something like that.
Is that the
My
big
mother
one? Oh no, that's the. All right, okay. So wait a minute. No, someone sent me that one. I have no idea who, but I got the smaller one.
Man,
That's the one I got.
that makes
See,
me like,
look-
I should have got it.
Yeah.
You should have. They're actually really cool.
Yeah, they're dope. I gotta
So-
get a video of her and Chopper together.
The smaller one
Oh man.
is it's a die cast.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
it's
that'd be
like
cool.
it's just like this size. It's quite small,
Mhm.
but it's a die cut. It was on Amazon. It was like £35 down from 60 or something.
I'm in a toy group. It's a local
Steady-
thing, and
steady on.
someone's selling 3 of these for like $6.
Dude, there
Really?
you go, Jim.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
he had 3 of them. It was like 6 or 10, something like that, something cheap. And I'm like, you motherfucker, I paid $90 for this.
I didn't pay anything. My mother-in-law bought that for me. My wife insisted that I get this, even though I told her not to buy it.
That's great. I love that.
What?
That's
What was the-
amazing.
It's like a bobblehead, but
It's amazing, but it likes that's fucking awesome.
and then
It's
real
really
quick,
cool.
Walmart had these for like $1.50, and they're like, I guess they're Christmas ornaments.
Oh,
Understand.
as fuck, man.
They had 4 of them, so I got all 4. It's like, hey, cheap shit. We're gonna do another Dollar General haul here soon, Jim. I think we need to.
There's a couple like comic book stores / like collectors stores. They do all the Black Series stuff and all the Pokemon shit, all the wrestling stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a couple of those in Glasgow, but they don't let anyone film inside them, which sucks.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not fucking driving to Edinburgh just to do that shit, because there's a
Give
few
'em-
good ones in Edinburgh as well.
Give him a lightsaber.
No, I've ran out of lightsabers to fucking give away. I'm literally down to my core bundle.
Your partner has a company.
All I'm gonna say is
she
there's one you
does.
better not have fucking sold her given away, or I'm gonna be very upset.
What one?
BMF.
Yeah.
Oh. Fucking brain fart. No, of course I haven't, dude. No. I've actually got. I wish I could take the camera over, but I've got a new bookshelf from IKEA, which apparently smart people shop at IKEA.
I don't, so probably.
According to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, apparently they do, but my fucking Louise loves IKEA. Like, we go to IKEA and I'm like, cool, I'm going to sit here and eat hot dogs and meatballs and cinnamon rolls, and you can go and do what the fuck you want. But no, I got a bookcase, it was like $40, and I thought it'd be perfect for, because I need to take all the lightsabers off the wall, because it's not like baby friendly. So I thought that'd be perfect to like store a lot of them and do like a nice display.
I finally got lightsaber stands for Christmas.
I still need them.
Do you know what I need to get? I need to get another Disney one.
Saber or
One
stand?
the Galaxy's Edge stand.
Oh, the stand.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I was gonna say a saber
Yeah.
from. No, you don't.
Oh, Chris Nelvis got me a Jedi Dooku, which I still haven't fucking operated because I haven't got a fucking blade.
Oh yeah, that's some bullshit.
Well, I was going to buy one over in Florida, and then I was like, I can't put that in my case. I will never get that home. Like I would need to pay like excess, like $75 on top of the blade just to get it back, and I'm like, But the good news is Disney Store UK are finally selling all of the Legacy Sabers,
Nice.
all of them. So you don't even have to go to Galaxy's Edge anymore to get them. They're selling them all. So I will pick one up. But anywho, no, I've got a really nice display kind of going on, which you can't see, unfortunately. Sorry. But no, the BMF is there, and it's fucking glory. And I love that thing, man.
Mine's one of my favorites.
Like, that's fucking... The amount of times I've walked into this, because I used to have it up there, and the shelf here, and the amount of times I've walked into this room and just looked at it, and forgot what I walked into the room for.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You have
I
those
don't know
moments.
if you can see it, but I have mine on top of my TV.
Oh, I
in the
can
middle
see
of
it.
a bunch of figures. So I
Pride
see
of
it
place.
every day, and I'm just like, yep.
Yep.
It's like, and you know what, man? Like, I still stand by it. It's one of the best Mace Windows on the market.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I mean, the 8.9 one is quite nice. It's the same idea, maybe a little bit more detail, but I still think for the price point,
Oh, it's great, especially since it has a crystal chamber in it.
I'm just coming
And
down.
you don't even have to mess with the config to get the crystal chamber to work. It just runs off the blade.
Yeah, that's right. Well, remember I was trying to get I took the Profi Heart out of that, and I put a config on it for the Kanan.
Yeah, and you couldn't get the blinkies.
I can't get. Yeah, I don't know. I got it working fine on Asteria, no issues.
Dude.
But on Profi, I can't. One of them lights up, the other one doesn't, and for the life of me, I do not know how to sort that out.
That's so weird.
You know,
Me and Asteria are not friends.
I've never tried it, and I don't want to.
Fuck Asteria. It had so much promise as like a lower budget, a lower tier, right? And it just seemed like they just completely forgot about it. They didn't do shit with it. And Golden Harvest 3 was exactly the same. They're still waiting for that fucking software to come out.
No,
Like,
they
I
have
was
4
this
already?
close when I first got my Boris, I was this close to getting Hysteria because it was cheaper. And I was like, no, I want Profi because I want to do weird shit.
Yeah. Well, that's not the reason I got the Asteria with the RVS at the time, was because it was dirt cheap, you know, and it worked really. Did you hear that? Asteria.
I heard that. Yeah.
It was dirt cheap, you know. It was good. I thought, fuck it, you know. But as time went on, there was no real progression. It was like, okay, this sucks because everything was moving forward, and then Xeno 2 came out, and you're like, okay, well, that's Asteria dead.
Yeah.
That's it. It's fucked because straight away, Xeno 2 had smooth swing that was far fucking superior. New Golden Harvest boards. It was a new one.
Yeah, there's V4 in there.
Ooh.
I believe there is. I mean,
this goes to show you how long I've been out of the fucking loop. I'm waiting for Cal as well. I was talking to, when we were in London, I was talking to Cal. We all went out for fucking pizza and drinks.
I made the biggest mistake ever, didn't I?
Oh, you did. His is it Verso 3, I think, which people have been talking about as well. From what he told me, his vision for Verso 3, it sounded really fucking great. But I haven't heard anything more on that either. But Golden Harvest, see the V3 board. Carter took me through it so many times, and I just could not get the grip of it at all.
Carter's the Golden Harvest king, isn't he?
Yeah, if Carter can't explain
Golden Harvest
to you,
God.
you're fucked. Like, I just couldn't. That's why I swapped him the
Oh yeah.
the Star Killer for the Vader. Because it was golden. I was like, I'm selling this. Does anyone want it? And he was like, I'll swap you. I'm like, what do you want? What do you have? And he was like, oh, I've got a MPP 2.5 and a Rogue One config with a crystal chamber. And I'm like, oh, do you want cash plus this for that? He's like, no. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. I'm like, cool. So I sent him the Galen Marek, and I sent him some Scottish drinks and candy as well.
There you go.
Just to sweeten the deal for him.
I got this from Carter.
Is it the speeder?
Yep. I gave him an MT89 and Skinny Flex.
Yeah, because I remember you were looking to fucking part with that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I'm gonna get another Skinny Flex eventually, but I just really wanted the freaking speeder bike because I love Jeremy's work.
I tried to sell mine because I had my eye on Cal's, and I tried to sell mine, and no one wanted it. It was the weirdest thing. Fully installed Skinny Flex with Profi 2.2.
If I would have had the money, I would have bought it.
Probably people were broke, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've tried to sell it numerous times, and I'm like, every time there's no bites on it, I'm like, wow. I don't think £400 is too much to ask for that, considering it's installed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and if someone wants a blade with it, I could organise that. Not an issue, you know.
Those take 7/8. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no bites at all. I thought
I got to get a new 7/8 blade because the one that came with the BMF isn't that great.
Oh, dude, Pack Store's blades are total shit.
Yeah, they're not
total shit.
They're not the best. Ironically, the TXQ blades, the TXQ 7/8s, I think are fantastic. They're really nicely, evenly lit. I've had a few of them now. For a Chinese company, I was quite impressed with it.
Yeah, the LEDs in the one I got from the Pack Store, they wobble around and you can hear them smacking the side of the blades.
Ryan and I actually opened up one of the 1-inch diameter Pack Store blades because I actually wanted to see if he could cut one down for me and just give like a 24 or something. But we opened one up, and it's a whole kind of ecosystem that they've got inside that motherfucker. It's like it's all the inside of the blade is all like fucking cut out for the blade to slide in, and it's a whole system, and it doesn't work very well at all.
No.
That's a good idea. I might send that to Jeremy.
It's a weird one. It's a really weird one.
It's a 36 inch, so it sucks.
the TXQ blades, they're pretty good.
I might get a Bendu Armory one. I like
Bendu,
Bendu
yeah,
Armory.
Bendu Armory blades have always been fucking awesome. I always wanted to get one of their carbon sabers at one point.
I have two. Those are really nice.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, they're different. They're very different. I'll tell you something as well that I've kind of looked at. I've seen. Pop
Isn't
up
that
a few
what
times.
Kasif uses in his videos? Is one of theirs? Is it? It's not.
No,
No.
Jesse and
It
Kieran
was-
have both now got full custom saber trios.
He
Okay.
was using a Genesis. I think it was Genesis sabers, that curved hilt.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he was using. And now
yeah.
he's got the
Yeah, with the
magnite
new
looking one.
with the new core in them.
Well,
Speaking
they
of,
have direct plugs. So
Yeah.
Speaking of
But that new saber
Saber
core is
Trio,
dope.
have you seen the new cores? And then they've got the new speaker
Yeah.
pods as well
Yeah.
that you
Pretty
can just
cool.
make it a direct input.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Fuck,
Saber Trio's
man.
knocking it out of the park again.
yeah,
Yeah, I think last year my goal at the start of the year, there was 3 hilts that I wanted to buy or at least get right. I wanted an Obi-Wan Episode 1, a Qui-Gon, a Maul, and if I could, some sort of Vader hilt, because I'd never had one. I've got everything except the Maul, right? So this year I definitely want to get a Maul, but if I could get my hands on another trio this year, then I would do it in a fucking heartbeat.
I wish
You
I
know.
yeah. A trio
I
would be
managed
nice.
to get 2 of the sabers I wanted for this year.
For this year or last year?
For last year.
What was
I
that?
managed to get the 0.3 and a BMF.
Yeah. 0.3 is nice as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other 2 I wanted was a Kanan, a Dooku, and one of the installed flagships you were doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I want a
yeah.
flag
That I mean, I'll probably, to be honest, if things are going to go the way they're going with Kyber Armory, then if the opportunity and time presents itself, then if I'm allowed to, I probably will maybe do a short run of some higher end stuff. But there's not going to be like an awful lot of money to,
Yeah.
outlay just to have sat there until someone buys stuff. So, and then I don't want to do stuff on order because then stuff might be out of stock,
Yeah.
So I can access the 89 stuff whenever I want it. Everything, no issues at all. Sweet. I can get access to, obviously, you can go and buy the KR stuff. Awesome. But if someone orders something and then you go to order it, it's out of stock, then you're just in deep shit. So it's like,
Yeah.
So if I can do like another run of flagships and maybe do them with different like side plates or try and do something a bit different, then I definitely will do. Mine is still
Have a good night.
fucking.
And
That's a hint to me, by the way. I
Yeah, I've been
fried
going
my
for about 3
flagship.
hours. It's about time to.
Yep.
I fried my flagship in London. I was fucking drunk and I put the battery in the wrong way and I fried the fucking board. And it still sat there and I ended up snapping the chassis as well, so I still have to reinstall that. I do have a crystal chassis that Elvis gave me when I was over in the States.
Fancy.
Which I might be able to grab.
I want a flagship.
I
I
do
want a
too.
flagship. And
Those are
real quick,
nice.
before I forget, Isaac was asking a question, and
Oh yeah,
Hey, Obi-Wan. But
Yeah.
that's just because I don't know what
I don't know what an MK1 is too either. I can't remember what the hell that is.
Now, if I stall it, I'll probably be like, oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
Obi-Wan 4. I'm always going to say yes on. So yeah, that's the one.
Oh, yeah.
A Roman Mark 1, if you want real quality and accuracy, then a Roman's Mark 1. If you're
Is
not too...
Is that a Graflex?
the Romans Mark 1, I'm sure
Yeah,
it's
what is
the... I'm positive that's the
I'm gonna Google
OWQ
that.
Force version. Unless I'm just so out of touch.
I
don't
am
know.
not
Props.
familiar with Roman props.
Mark 1.
But anything that's from Romans
That's another.
is like really, really
The
high tier.
MK1 is a beautiful Obi-Wan weathered.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, like episode 3 or
That
Episode
looks
4.
like. Yeah, that's a New
Was it
Hope
4?
version. That's fucking nice as shit.
yeah.
See, if it was me personally, I would do the Romans. Because for a Graflex, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do the Romans Graflex 5 kit, which I still haven't got round to getting. But that's what I was looking at. And then Cal came out with his new Graflex kits. And then I thought, shit. Fuck.
That's another thing I need is a Graflex.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, me too.
This was my plan with the Aniflex, the Skinny Flex, sorry, was I'll sell the Skinny Flex. I'm going to buy Cal's version, but apparently his version, the clamp card's printed, it isn't engraved the same way that 8.9 is. So I was like, I could probably live with that, to be fair. But it was the same with the Graflex. When he came out with his new Graflex kit, I thought, shit, right, okay. Because anything that Cal produces is just straight up fucking engineered to perfection, in my opinion. He thinks of everything, you know.
Yeah.
And also they're partnering up with shit, what's that company?
Yeah.
Elf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they do some elf stuff as well. If it was me, Woodruff, I would definitely do the Romans.
Yeah, the Roman props is really nice.
Yeah. I would definitely do Roman.
I've heard a lot of
Yeah.
good things about Roman props, so yeah, I mean, you can't
If
go
you want
wrong.
to really
I don't
like
think.
a really good kind of Graflex, then go Roman. You know, might cost a little bit more in the kind of, you know, totality of things, but they are good from what I've heard.
I'm gonna get a TXQ Aniflex, Skinny Flex, because now that's technically screen accurate. Because that they used one in Ahsoka.
Oh, be damned.
Was that a TXQ one?
I believe so.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
There you go, marketing.
Yep.
So they've used the TXQ Ahsoka Anakin in as wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
But
technically that's screen accurate now.
Yeah, stream should stay up. You're gonna. Well, I mean,
Goal saying KR's Graflex is where it's at.
Oh yeah,
It'll be on
I'm
YouTube.
not. Yeah, it's gonna stay up.
We can hold it up to vintage and not be able to tell them, wow, okay, yeah,
Nice.
KR.
man, we were at the.
I've been looking at those.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
I've been
GalaxyCon.
wanting to install another lightsaber, and I was thinking about getting a KR kit.
Hell yeah.
You can't go wrong with a KR kit. Like, you just
Well, I got-
can't go. You just cannot go wrong with them. No,
Well, I got the Eco Hero over there that Ryan
Yeah.
installed, and it's
Yeah.
top tier.
Yeah. No, they're
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they are. They're fucking fantastic, you know. And the fact that KR does the whole thing where you can get just the empty hilt, or you can get the Eco
Yeah.
chassis or the Eco crystal or the master, whatever. And all the parts come with it, you know, and everything's
Yeah.
there. It's just like just basically, it's perfect. You know, it is absolutely
I
perfect.
think
Obviously, you can switch some parts in, like eco
Yeah.
stocks versus full stocks or all that kind of stuff. But you can't go wrong.
I'm gonna get a master kit of something from there, and then I'm just gonna toss it to Jeremy and like, hey, install this for me, please.
I'll tell you something. Watching Jeremy assemble a master chassis for a Desert Wanderer for Elvis, that was a fucking real pleasure to do that.
Oh, I was meaning Saber Merchant.
Oh right, shit. Sorry, too many Jeremys.
I know.
But no, but even getting to watch Jeremy Puckett do that was fucking.
See, Paul.
Honestly, yeah, it was. I just came downstairs one morning. I think it was the Wednesday morning. Coffee, sat down, What are you doing? He's like, oh, master chassis. I'm like, oh, okay. The next hour and a half, I'm like this. Just watching. Just, you know.
That stuff amazes me because, like, I attempted an install and it didn't go very well.
It's trial and error, dude. It's not. I mean, I say that now. When I was doing those flagships, I got into a real groove with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those ones. It's kind of like use it or lose it, right? So there's like a aspect of muscle memory, especially with solder. You know, like the right amount or forgetting to do something. But like Ryan taught me in like a day. And he taught me in such a way where I was like completely confident, like, cool, I can do that myself. And when I got the first flagship, I thought, I'll do it. I was going to send it to Ryan. I was like, no, I'll do it. And it took like 3 weeks over the course of like an hour every other night, just 2 pads. Okay, that's enough for tonight. I'll leave it alone.
I think if I was actually in person with someone and they were showing me how to do it, I would have done a lot better. But since it was over YouTube,
you know what, man? The way
different in person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The way I kind of found it was like, don't be afraid to crank the heat up on the iron.
Yeah.
And you are going to burn yourself at some point, so don't even try and pussyfoot about the bush. Just get it on there. You know, like that's basically what Ryan said to me.
I gotta hand it to the Saber Merchant for putting up with me twice for 2 streams.
Yeah.
That first one I couldn't do shit.
But that's what these guys. This is what makes the community so good, though, is they share expertise.
Yeah, like some people are just like, boom, that's your problem. And it's like, I was going to do all this other shit. And then it was a simple thing.
Yeah, if people ask me questions on my videos, I do my best to help them out.
Yeah.
Like,
is that bad? Yeah.
That.
I want one of those.
To reinstall that.
You had to reinstall it?
Well,
Profi.
Yeah, I've got to do a video. But I should have done a video a long time ago. But Customs had it. And I don't know how they did it, but they did it dirty. They fucked up the chassis.
I've heard a lot of horror stories about Customs with those. Like they sit there for like 6 months.
Yeah. Well, they sit there for a full month. That's how long they can keep it without fucking without technically touching it. But yeah, I had 3 chassis because it came in. The chassis was snapped like right above the button, so it was just kind of hanging.
Yeah.
I talked to AZ and they were cool as shit. They were like, hey, can you send it back to it? Or they didn't even ask me to send it back. They said, hey, we'll send you a new chassis and we'll just, install it and whatnot. And I was like, I don't know, man. You're giving me another board and like all these parts and like, that's a lot. And Stoney actually got a hold of me and was like, hey, if you want to send back the old one, I'll pay for it. I'll pay to send it back because I know it's not cheap. It wasn't. It was like $50. But I was like, I tell you what, I know people with 3D printers. Let me talk to AZ. So I talked to AZ and was like, hey, I actually talked to Jeremy, the Saber Merchant, first. And he was like, dude, I'll print it. Just get the files.
Yeah.
I said, okay. Let me make sure they're okay with that because technically you're another company. And I mean, not that you can really do anything with it, but other than, print chassis for their lightsabers, but just in case. And they were like, yeah, dude, if that works and you're okay with it, because I mean, I paid for an install, I got an install, but I have to reinstall. So I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. So they sent the files to Jeremy. Jeremy sent me a chassis. I started to put things into place and I was pressing on something, snapped it again. I was like, okay. So this area right here is very brittle. And he's like, cool. I'll make you one a nylon instead of a regular, filament. And I said, cool, man. So he sent me the 3rd chassis. So there are 3 different colors on my chassis because I used elements of all of them when I was putting them on. Because there's a battery cover, and then there's the kill switch. So there's 3 different pieces.
I've held that lightsaber too.
I cannot wait to get one of those.
It is so fun to spin.
Stoney brought one to Celebration. He gave me a shot of it, and I didn't want to give it back, and I still haven't got one.
Yeah.
There's a guy here close to me. He's got one. He was like, "Dude, whenever you start doing reviews again, let me know. You can have this for as long as you want to review it." And I'm like, "Don't tell me that just now, because I've had lightsabers sat here for like 3 months that I haven't fucking reviewed." Like,
right.
That's gonna be.
He's like, he was like, "No, seriously though, like, you know, if you want to review it, let me know. I'll come down with it. A day you've got time, I'll come down with it, fully charged. You know, we can knock the video out." I'm like, "Sweet, cool." So I do have access to one to review it if I want to, but I do want to own one because they sound. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it sounds better than the Vectra that I used to have.
It's amazing.
The venting. The way it was engineered was like, I remember when Stoney told me about that. He told me about that like a year before it even came out.
Yep.
And he showed me like drawings and stuff, and I'm like, dude. And then I remember saying to him at the time, because the way everything was at the bottom, I'm like, you guys do that like well, that's gonna sound fucking phenomenal.
It's one of the most comfortable sabers I've ever held.
Yeah.
When he was here the first time. Sorry.
I need to get one this year. I gotta try.
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
The only thing that scares me about it is fucking customs, because I've heard horror stories about it.
As long as you're okay with waiting, and then once you get it, like not everybody. I mean, there's a ton of them that have come over here. Not everybody's had bad experiences, but I know me and John Jedi Phoenix.
Yeah.
Both had issues.
And it's just weird that I know 2 people that have had issues with it.
Yeah, his got stolen. I mean, that's a completely different issue. Like some asshole stole his. But yeah, when he came over the first time, Stoney and Anna, they came over and we met up with them the first time with Jake, the Tonic. Stoney showed us pictures on his phone. He was like, "It's a secret, so don't say anything." And I'm like, "Oh my god,
I know,
that's awesome."
Matt, if you are going to get one, talk to them about sending it to me in the UK, right?
So
because if I send it to you from the UK, it won't get held up with customs.
Right.
It's only being held up with customs because it's Switzerland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't trust those Swiss people.
Right. So if they send it to me in the UK, because I know boys here that have got them and they've had them like that, no issues at all, right? And you don't mind, paying. I think, what did I pay for Carter's?
Well, shipping's free
$35.
from AZ as long as you do the little code. Don't forget to do the little code, because I did, and I actually got a hold of him and said, "I'm so stupid," and
yeah,
I tried to cancel this or do whatever and put the code in. It's not letting me. No big deal. And like they're like, "No, don't worry about it. We got you." And then just refunded me the like $40, $50.
Oh, they're a fucking lovely couple. They're fucking
awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But that's a way around it for you, Matt. If you do, send it to me and I can forward it on to you via the likes of, FedEx or Royal Mail or DHL. Because when I sent that one over to Carter, he had it in like 5 days.
If you could, I'd pay extra to get it through DHL, because DHL is quick as shit.
If you don't mind doing that, and it saves not having customs, have it for like fucking God knows how long, then that's an option. I don't mind doing that for you, dude. That's fucking fine.
Because when I get DHL stuff from the POC store, I'll get it in like 3 days.
Dude, that fucking Skinny Flex that I got, like nearly 4 years ago, I got it off of a store on AliExpress. It doesn't exist anymore. But it was called My Buy. It was called MYBY.
I remember that video.
3 days. I ordered it on not even 3 days. I ordered it on the Monday afternoon, and it fucking arrived Wednesday morning.
I think the Mecha Saber I got beat you by a couple hours, because they sent it off on like a Tuesday and I got it on Wednesday night.
Right? Literally, like that's all DHL.
Yeah.
That's all DHL. So, yeah, if you do, if you go down that route, let me know. Send it here. I can forward it on via DHL. All you're going to lose on that is you'll just lose it on a day, right? You'll basically lose a day on it, but you won't have you shouldn't have the customs.
Yeah. And I already have your address, so.
Because well you do, yeah, you sneaky motherfucker. Because what I can do is I can repackage it, so I can take all the Swiss stuff off.
Okay.
Put it into a fresh box.
You just put that box in another box.
Yeah.
Either way.
Or I could do that, yeah.
Do you really think that I'm gonna have a saber delivered to his house and he's not gonna take it out and fuck with it?
Oh well, yeah.
No, I didn't mean like that. I meant like the shipping box. I could like take like, you know, like the fucking Vendari box out of the shipping box, put it into a fresh box, so there's no Swiss fucking nothing on it.
Yeah.
Because I do know that the States, for whatever reason, like the customs, they're really, really, really picky with stuff from certain European countries. Like Switzerland's one, Finland is another, Germany I think, or one of those, Austria. Like they'll hold shit in customs for certain from certain countries for certain reasons. Don't know why that is.
Ridiculous.
I have no idea. You know. But you're right though. I probably will open it and like leave a fingerprint on it just to piss you off.
Dude, I wouldn't mind. I'm like, if you want to take it out and you want to play with it for a day and then send it, that's fine because you're doing me a favor.
I would like phone you like, look what the fuck came in.
There's like gonna be, there might be Cheeto dust in the crevices, so just don't worry about that.
It's all good.
I mean, I may have licked it.
That's okay. I'm just gonna clone you then.
Fuck it, man. Do it. Why not? I need replacement knees and possibly a new liver at this point. So fucking do it. I don't care.
There you go. When we went down to see the Saber Merchant, Matt's 0.3 was down there, and I took pictures of it and sent it to him. I was like, "This is really nice."
Sweet. Fuck it. I love it when that happens.
Like, what are you doing with my Saber?
I love it when that happens.
Don't worry about it.
Ryan was doing something for someone when I was up one time. Who was it? I can't remember. It was someone's sabers, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool as fuck." And I was like, took a picture of it. I DM'd him. I'm like, "I've got your saber." Like, you motherfucker.
I have an issue with this.
Oh.
I can't find my Allen keys that fit here.
Oh yeah.
So I can't get the chassis out, and I can't charge it.
Just buy a whole new set, man.
Here, look.
TikTok shop, $10.
Yeah.
This is just a generic Allen thing. It's got like 15 Allen sizes on it.
I've got this, but I guess it's like the wrong, like it's either metric or US,
right?
And that's the opposite one. So I gotta fucking buy a whole new set.
Here you go.
Before I go, right? Can I just quickly talk about how dangerous TikTok shop is?
I've heard.
I don't even know what that is.
The shop, like the shop part of TikTok. Like when people are like reviewing products and they tag the product down in their video and you go to it, it's like, I don't know, 10 cents. You're like, oh, fuck. Buy now. You know?
Yeah.
That is dangerous as shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't spend much time on TikTok, so I don't know.
Oh, dude, it's like, you know, I'm gonna go and, you know, drop the fucking Browns off at the Super Bowl, and
hell yeah,
I've been using that analogy for a long time.
Yep.
That's probably.
I guarantee you, I will sit on TikTok and fucking, you know, look through store, and now we'll look at my fucking shopping cart on TikTok, and I'll have like 600 items in it, and it'll be like £150. You're like, holy shit.
We might not be here, Isaac, because I'm about to shut this down because we've been going for over 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off here.
I definitely won't be here because I'm gonna.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and shut the stream down now.
Sweet.
Thank you everybody for coming in and hanging out in the chat, and thank you 3 for hanging out and chatting with us.
Oh yeah,
had a fantastic time. So everyone, enjoy the rest of your night, morning, and we will see you all later.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.